Bane.
What are you saying?
Bane. Get him on board, I'll call it in.
Right. Hey, party people. Welcome back to the Split Party Podcast. This is going to be episode 12A. Wow. You by now already know the drill. Go follow us on social media if you're not already. The link should be in the description in a link tree. There's our Twitter, our Instagram, our YouTube. If you listen to us there, then go ahead and subscribe. If you've been listening to us this far and you like listening to what you've been listening to and you're digging the story, then go ahead and give us a review or a thumbs up wherever you're listening to us, if you would, please. It goes a long way to help us out, and even if you have negative reviews, let us know what we could work on or improve on, what you'd like to hear differently, and we'll take that feedback into consideration. We appreciate it. That being said, we're going to be getting into the recap, and after the recap, we're going to be talking about kind of where we left off for our players, and then we'll go from there. Gracos, 301st Dark Reign. Nothing great ever happened without sacrifice. Men made to martyrs to spark the fire of revolt and bring an end to tyranny. Those are the things that they would have you believe. No, they're wrong. The world is not moved by selflessness, but rather acts of great selfishness. Because it's then, when the selfish harm too many, that the many begin to move. Now you say you have but a single life, and but a single chance to make a difference. How unfair then that elves live so long, and how unfair that humans die long before their reptilian counterparts and stunty allies. So I ask, if one wishes to extend their life infinitely for the sake of others, is it travesty, or is it selfless? Do not be foolish. Witnessed by a stranger through a glass orb from far, far away. So we resume with you guys kind of leaving on a cliffhanger. You guys had a fight in the last session that was surprisingly successful on your end, except for Rylon was like 1 HP and Eamon was hit a few times, but Ilfharyn was unscathed. And after that was done, you guys rested, including Troy and Isaac. Lodin went to fetch the refugees, and one of them, a certain individual named Aewolf Krieger, spiked the interest of Ilfharyn, and he had a book with him from Almir's Gate, a diary of sorts, that he bought from someone in Nov Ostoya. And as the party was resting, Rylon sent 2 messages to Reuben, and then heard whispering from what sounded like Matisse. Following that, Lodin got in Rylon's face about their beliefs, and they walked away from each other, sort of, before things got too heated, at which point Eamon said that the two were pretty similar, and that they were both stubborn, and Rylon said that they'd continue to butt heads because they were both the same person deep down. And then there was a commotion with the refugees, in which one of them revealed themselves to be an aberrant horror against their will, their arm transformed into like a crab claw. And Lodin, acting very quickly, summoned a bunch of radiant bolts, like in a flurry, and launched them at this individual, which caused them to go unconscious. And as that was happening, you guys were already like rushing your way over to stop Lodin, and before Lodin could finish it, he drew his sword and was like walking over. Rylon got in the way and was like shielding the individual with his wings. At which point he kind of got in Lodin's face again, hit him with a sick line about judge and jury, and then gained Seraph level 3 and his Seraphine trinket. And as we ended the session there, Eamon and Ilfharyn were just like a few steps away from this. Like, I think you guys said maybe 10 or 15 feet or something like that. We resume actually with Lodin saying to Rylon, and Rylon is flying like just up a little bit, so he's kind of like looking down at Lodin, and Lodin says, "You overstep. This is not a house of Solima, nor is it your home. You're merely squatting here, little dog." Squatting. That's cute. Considering you're the one that came in here trying to poach me and mine.
Poach.
Now I ask you again. Are you going to sheath your sword, or are we going to have a problem?
He looks at you, his sword glowing a little bit. Standing there in his like plate, he brings the point of the sword over to the edge of his sheath, and then like slides it in, claiming, not hiding it, but like he's looking down at the ground sort of as he's like sheathing his sword. And he says, "Only a downcast would raise their hand to another seraph of the faith." And he turns and starts casually walking towards the front doors.
I don't say anything. Just let him go.
On his way over there, he probably passes by Eamon and Ilfharyn. You guys do anything, or you just let him walk by?
I'll let him walk.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him walk by, kind of move out of the way. But as I do, I'm gonna just take a look at him. Can I roll an insight? Try to get a general feel for like, is he staring daggers at us? Is he dismissive of us? Does it sound like does it look like he thinks,
I think it's pretty plain to see, like, he doesn't even offer you to a glance. He just kind of like chin high, nose up, kind of like walks between the two of you towards the front doors. His like wings sort of tucked behind his back.
Fuck him.
Okay. Then he leaves, makes his way for the door, and has to move one of the pews that are barricading it out of the way, which he does, and makes his way out. And Isaac and Troy are still over there resting, and so after they like kind of watch him leave, like staring at him the whole way as he's walking by and moving the pews and everything, not offering a hand to help him or anything, they move the pew back into place after he's gone.
Rylon with sighs, he kind of lands back down on the ground and puts his wings away.
Well, I suppose you have now taken the responsibility of all these people?
I look around the room and see all of these people. All 20 of these people.
There's like 8. One of them is this aberrant horror female, and she's still unconscious. You healed her, and so she's breathing and everything like that. She's stable, but she's gonna be unconscious for probably a couple hours.
I reach in to my bag and I pull out my blanket. Just kind of put it around, like wrapped around her.
Okay.
Just kind of let her rest.
Yeah. And where she kind of plummeted onto the ground is like just outside of the pews, like where the pews go out to the red carpet. So she just like plopped there, like halfway into the pews and halfway into the red carpet.
I look towards Eamon and Ilfharyn. So now what?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, sort of a awkward situation. First of all, we should, I guess, continue to make sure this place is as safe as possible. Do we intend on watching these people all through Dark Rain, I assume?
Well, I think this is just a good place to refuge at night. Like when we need to actually rest, we'll come back here. But if we have things to do, then I'm not going to allow this to stop us from leaving.
Mm-hmm.
It really depends. I mean, all of this place, and he waves his hands around in like a big circle. This entire city is quite dangerous. Would you like to explore the underbelly of the city this week? Prior to Dark Rain ending? Might be a decent time. Things might be up here instead of down there.
That's something that you want to risk. Stazriel says he's not far off. He came over here and you guys did.
It's something that needs to be done, and I see...
Needs to be done?
Yes, Stazriel needs to be done.
If you don't mind me asking, what about it makes it needed?
I do mind. I have informed my friends here why I must go to this undercity, and I don't feel like explaining it again.
But the problem was that you needed funding, was it not? To repair your home.
It's not just funding. In the Charnalt, there is much politics that go into it that I don't wish to sit on the floor and explain here, so far from my home. But this is something that the Duke asked of me, and I will supply him with his request. I won't abandon the mission after so many years. It will not happen.
Right, and correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as we know, the underground is filled with undead, is it not?
Perhaps. We have a guide, a place that we need to go. What is the difference from fighting undead up here and undead down there?
I suppose there's not much of a difference, just the amount of them, perhaps.
Well, if anything, maybe the amount of them that are down there have scurried their way to the surface, leaving a little bit more casual down below.
Exactly. He turns towards Rylon and nods.
I have a question, Rylon.
Yes?
Do you feel that you have any responsibility for these people?
Rylon looks at these people.
Meanwhile, two of them, like a lot of them are resting and stuff like that, But two of them, a couple of males, stand up from the pew abruptly, and almost as if they've like just made up their mind, like they've been debating with themselves for some time and made up their mind, and finally they're committing to it. So they stand up really abruptly and they turn and they walk over to you guys. Hello?
Hi?
They walk up to like 5 feet away from you, look between each other, address you guys. They have a bit of a nervous look on their face, like they're almost intimidated by you guys, but one of them speaks up. Is there anything that you want us to do? Make ourselves useful around here? You know, we're all in this same heap of shit together.
Well, I mean, it's of course, if you want to lend a hand, that would be great. We definitely need help rebuilding this place, and a lot of the windows have been shattered and need some barricading. But
Yeah.
Why don't you start with taking a survey from all of your people and find out who they are and what they do, and perhaps we can put them to good use to survive this place.
Sure. We can start.
All right.
The man that's speaking points to himself, like one index finger to his chest.
Can you write?
I can't.
Can your friends write?
This one can, and he points to the other one next to him.
Great.
This is Thibault. Thibault, introduce yourself. And he kind of like gulps down once. My name is Thibault. I'm from Mont de Lancy, but raised in Nov Ostoya after the age of 7. I can write and read. Ostoyan and Shano.
well, that's a good start.
It's a great start.
Do you know Elvish?
I don't. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Do not worry about that. And you said your name was Tybalt?
Yes. The other one, who was already pointing to his chest before Eamon rudely interrupted him, points to his chest again and kind of like interrupts. And I'm stepping from Stainwald, but migrated to Nova Ostoya in 296 YOD to pursue a life of trade. I never did the writing, though.
Never did the writing, but you're good with counting and taking inventory.
Yep. And he nods, like closing one of his eyes. Absolutely.
Well, we definitely have use for the both of you. We have a lot of stock in the church here that we intend on rationing out for the rest of the week for everyone inside the church. So I might make you point man on that.
He's kind of like nodding along as you're saying that and like glancing around, trying to look for whatever the hell you're talking about. And where is it?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah, one task at a time, right?
Let's start with the survey, okay?
Survey. Got it.
Gives him like a smile.
Do you have any paper?
I look
Yeah.
towards Eamon.
I do. He would begrudgingly go get the rest of his notes that are blank, his papers. You'd notice he has very little left. And he would hand them like 5 sheets of paper that are completely blank. Do you happen to have a pen? Or a quill? Or anything?
The two kind of look between each other, and T-Bolt spikes out. I was hoping that you would have both
Right.
pen and paper.
Right.
Like, quill.
Yeah, I'm sure. He reaches back into his bag and pulls his ink and his pen. His nice silver pen from the bag, and he would hand them over begrudgingly to the man who speaks Tybalt.
The look on his face says, like, sorry. And it gets deeper and deeper as you continue to speak to them, as if they feel like they're offending you in some way.
Don't worry, Eamon, we'll get you another. And I'm sure that there's probably a quill and some ink laying around here somewhere. Someone has to scribe around.
That they do, sir. That they do.
Don't scratch the pen.
Of course, sir.
Thank you. You may continue.
They hold there for a little bit longer than anticipated, like maybe a half a second or a second before they like look to Rylon and look to Ilfharyn, and if neither of you say anything, then they turn around and leave, kind of getting the hint.
I awkwardly give him a thumbs up.
All right, then they turn and they walk off, and you see them starting to kind of approach individuals one at a time and kind of like sit down next to them if they're sitting down at the pews, or stand and kind of squat down next to them if they're just out in the open, and quietly go about surveying them.
Great. So, we're going to have to tell them about the mayor, I think.
Why?
Because these people are going to be living here for an entire, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more days?
Look, if need be, this room isn't ever going to be as safe as the basement. We could always just set them up down there. I don't think that we need to tell them. It's
True, but
Yep.
at this point, Ilfharyn, is there even a point of hiding it?
yes, it's a mirror that gives you anything.
And if Yakov comes back, then that won't be good neither.
If somebody talks, if somebody just slips up, if somebody goes there without us knowing, who knows what they could get? Who knows what person could get their hands on this and, you know...
And to use some
damage
magic
they
to
could
make
do.
them make a vow not to talk about it, or do you not have the magic for that?
I don't understand your perception of magic, Eamon.
I mean, magic is meant to solve the problems of people, no?
To an extent, but knowing all of the magic there would take somebody far above my level. Even at my level of expertise, I only know the tip of the iceberg, so to speak.
Stezriel speaks up, saying, Eamon, in most places in the continent, magic is viewed as the reason that people's crops go sour, and that their rival businesses are successful.
Yeah.
Where did you get this idea of magic from?
Well, it's my idea of magic. I never really studied to get what I have. I just sort of happened.
Feel that.
He squints at you.
I think that Ilfharyn and I are in the same boat on this one.
Look, there might be ways to do it, but they're above my level. They're above Stazriel's level. And for all of these people who wants to, you would need some sort of very powerful charm, or perhaps a memory modification.
Stezriel nods. By the way, as you guys are speaking about the mirror, you see that standing in front of the massive painting that's kind of like draped over the wall there, covering the mirror, is Aewolf Krieger. And he's just standing in front of it, looking at it.
You didn't answer my question, Rylon.
What was your question?
Do you feel that you have responsibility for these people?
Truthfully, no. To be quite honest with you, I could care less about these people.
So, if we left...
What? I'm just being honest, Stazriel.
Okay, if we left, let's say that we did go down to below the city and it's full of undead and we're there for a while and we come back and all of these people are dead, you're not going to feel a certain way?
I might feel a certain way, but I'm not going to let that stop me from what I need to do. And if I remember correctly, Stazriel, you and Ilfharyn said it right before Darkreign that it would be wise for me not to worry about every little person that we heard scream in the night. We have to focus on ourselves, and why bother sacrificing myself for this few when I can worry about the many?
Yes, but what I meant by that was don't go and get yourself killed on the streets, going off and chasing every scream that you hear. These people came to us.
I do feel that we have some level of responsibility to assist our fellow men. Whether that means that we are responsible for being on bodyguard duty for the next 5 days, I don't know about all that.
Well, what about Isaac and Troy? He kind of like looks over towards them. You did pay them, did you not?
I feel more responsible for them.
They could stay here or something when we go out, but...
I'm just worried because especially what happened earlier. I don't want something like that to happen again. They definitely don't have the manpower to fight something like that on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the mirror.
The mirror's fine.
Yeah. You should be fairly worried about the mirror. It might be the biggest part of all of this.
I don't think that anybody is going to be randomly unscrolling that painting and scrolling it.
What about that guy? When we look towards Airwolf.
I look towards me.
He's harmless.
Is he still staring at it?
Yeah, he appears to be kind of like looking it up and down and like at the sides of it and kind of admiring it.
He has some curiosities, but I don't think they're about the painting.
All it takes is one person to look behind it and see, oh, there's something here. And then that person tells another person, and they see the mirror as a monster, and...
Look, if that happens, there's nothing we can really do to prevent that. If they look, if they get curious, then the jig is up.
I'm sure there is something we can do.
Well, we were thinking of things, covering it with a curtain, acting like it doesn't exist. Things like that. I don't know, building something around it. But I think that as it stands, our time with it, getting things from it, is going to be rather limited. And we should probably just concentrate on trying to keep these people alive and doing what we can.
And then there's Yakov, too, when he comes back.
Yes.
Right, and if he were to find the mirror, he would likely use it for himself and his counterpart to do God knows what. Or gods know what.
I just worry, because we're in this house full of monsters and seraphs alike. It might get a bit crowded.
Yes, that is another thing. We should probably find a way to check the rest of these people for any... He glances at the unconscious woman. Yeah, afflictions.
Stezro bobs his head kind of from side to side.
Do you know a way to do that?
Yes, how pray tell would you?
Well,
Just ask them. I don't think they're going to be honest. What about something like that?
well...
Excuse me, citizen, are you a lich in disguise?
Well, that seems a bit unnecessary. Yeah.
My money's on that guy.
People who have afflictions like my own and some others, they maintain a facade, like myself, quite often. I don't actually look the way I am, and sometimes that comes out. A nod.
When?
Well, so far in my experience, when I get very hurt, when I am thinking about something like a spell very hard, or entering holy ground, things to do with God, all that nonsense.
So, question. I'm assuming you have some sort of understanding, at least a rudimentary level, of what exactly is going on with you.
Gives you the shaky hand.
Why did she change, but you didn't? I mean, this is a somewhat holy ground, I suppose. You mentioned it before. I doubt that she was concentrating very hard on a spell, and I doubt that she got hurt too badly before he did a number on her.
Well, as you know, with my own specific inflictions, sometimes things happen I cannot control. But it is possible that he might have said or done something that might have stressed this poor woman out. We could wake her up and ask what happened directly prior to her transformation and glean some information.
I'm more kind of going through these ideas, right? So far, what we've got is, in order to find out something like this, we could go and severely injure everybody in the room.
True.
We could attempt to stress them out in some way. We could try to get them to cast a spell, and they'll just say that they don't know any.
Or tell the truth.
Or tell the truth, I guess, but, if you're trying to hide something, I don't think you're going to be honest. Or make this holy ground, in which case you'll presumably turn as well.
Yes. Seems about right.
So, do any of these sound like a good course of action to any of you?
Well, the rest of these people seem to be dealing with her quite well. They don't seem to mind that she has a crab claw.
I think that they think she's dead.
Oh,
Stezro kind of looks around. Everyone's just kind of like going about their business.
we should probably help the woman after we decide what we're doing, but...
Which reminds me, speaking of magic and shit, I was going to mention this earlier before whatever happened here with Loden, but I've got a message sent to me, I believe, in the same way that I send messages, perhaps, or in some sort of other magical means, but my friend Matisse, the one that was befriending your sister, Eamon,
Yes?
she sent me a message about 5-10 minutes ago. She's saying that the Raven Court is up to something nefarious, and that she's concerned for her safety there, and they're planning something after Dark Reign.
He looks at you. What exact words were said in this warning?
Do you mean that Matisse is planning something after Dark Reign, or the Raven Court is?
The Raven Court. I believe she wants to leave. She wants to get out.
Rylon, what were the exact words?
I don't remember her exact words. It feels like it was 5 minutes ago, but
Was
it
it
almost...
that the Raven Court is not what it seems?
Pretty much, yes. And I think she might have alerted me to this. If I remember correctly, I know she did not feel safe, and that she wishes to find us once Dark Reign is over. But she did forewarn me that the Raven Court it's not safe. So I think she's referring something about your sister, and her intentions to come to Nov Ostoya after Dark Reign.
He kind of glances towards the ground, considering.
She didn't give me names, she didn't say specifics, but she did generalize the Raven Court as a whole, and I know you did mention your sister was coming this way. Urgently, so happened that she happened to graduate or something like that, right?
Do you not remember the first warning I received that some people call a dream?
Yes, that she died or...
That the Raven Court was not what it seems, and at the end of Dark Reign something terrible was going to come. And then she evaporated into dust. Or I suppose the magicians would say disintegrated.
But it was just a dream, Eamon.
Strange how Rylon is now getting the same warning. It's how much stranger that my sister is going to be here at Dark Reign's end.
How adept a spellcaster was your sister?
When she left, a novice, but she has spent a fair number of years there training. She is likely more experienced than yourself by now.
Ooh.
Oh.
It is possible that she contacted you through a dream using magical means.
But then, why... Quick question. Do I know about the contract kind of thing? I forget because it's been so long. Did I find that out in character, right? About the contract that they sign or whatever for the, that you can't betray them or else you get, killed?
So out of character, for our listeners and for the players, it is, like if you share secrets of the Raven Court, then it's kind of like a curse that you put on yourself, where they vow to never share the secrets of the Raven Court, and if they do, then they will immediately die. And so that curse kind of haunts them. I don't recall, and I want to say that you probably did not find that out in character because I can't think of how you would have.
Okay,
done
I don't
so.
remember. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But okay. But nevertheless, she disappeared in this dream. Yes, I was thinking about her prior, and yes, I tried to contact her. But one way or the other, it's getting stranger and stranger.
I mean, I agree to an extent, which is why I'm saying, once is, as a dream, it's something that you could put aside. Twice, the same message, a different person. I would be inclined to take that more seriously, especially knowing that, a dream isn't always a dream. A dream can be molded by somebody of sufficient expertise. Was there anything else you saw? Was it just her? Was it any, where was she? In a void, was there anything behind her?
Pinches his nose. Let me think. I don't believe it was in any place in particular. It was just her standing in front of me. She called out to me, and she sounded scared, as if she was giving me a warning. And then... his hand kind of goes out in an explosion shape.
Could have, you could be correct in what you're saying. She may well have been disintegrated. It's not nice of me to say, but it's a possibility.
Doesn't that seem a bit far-fetched, though?
A little. I can't say I know how the Raven Court works. I can't say that Ulmer's Gate ever would have worked this way. Never heard of any students getting disintegrated.
Well, the Raven Court Sanctuary is one thing. It's secretive.
Yes, so they say.
Are any of you familiar with Castle Martorius?
Where is that?
It's in the Rock-Teeth Mountains, south of Rowland and Altenheim, in the Burock, north of Lasik.
I might have heard the name, but I can't say I know much about it.
There's an archmage there. A story tells that one of the bishops of Altenheim was afraid that this archmage was looking for tools that the gods bestowed upon the first Emperor Endorius of the Burock Empire. And so, in fear that this archmage was looking for this, The bishop sent a master thief to Castle Martorius to gain information and perhaps steal whatever research he has.
Was this the one where he went in and then came out and I forget, it was empty-handed, or he delivered a message back or something along those lines?
You could say empty-handed. So the bishop sent the thief, and then the bishop had a dinner with the archmage, and at the dinner, the archmage presented a riddle. It was something. The riddle was, I have no end, nor have I a beginning. Even as you enter me, you are already leaving. Any guesses? He looks between the three of you.
What is it again? Say one more time.
I have no end, nor have I a beginning. Even as you enter me, you are already leaving.
The door.
Close. It is a ring. And so he presented this riddle to the bishop, and the bishop guessed it correctly, a ring. The archmage said, very good, and he gave him a gift, a present. It was a small cloth sack, and as the bishop opened it, his face went stark white. It wasn't until he left that dinner that he revealed the contents of the bag. It was a finger, with a ring of invisibility still on it, the same ring that archmage, or that the bishop gave to the thief. And so, the way that I look at this story is, if that archmage could see that the man was invisible, and they say that his castle morphs and changes, creating new rooms as it needs, and different balconies, and staircases, and floors, then I can't imagine what devious things a whole college like the Raven Court is capable of.
I mean, look, this is all speculation, really. We can't be sure of much at all here. But considering this message has come to the two of you separately, at different times, from different people, I would be more inclined to take precautions. If it's immediately after dark rain, maybe we leave. I know it would be hard, because obviously we want to find out exactly what happened here to your sister and with the Raven Court and all of that. Maybe we just go underground at that point. We go into the underneath of the city. Just lay low for a little bit. Or we just, do it. Just take our chances. You've got a while to think about it.
While you three have been talking, Isaac and Troy have finished resting and have gone into the little side room where the food and blankets are, the nuts and meat.
Meat law.
And they, and a giant sack of nuts. And they, a couple minutes after that, like while you guys are still talking, probably about nowish, they have exited that room and are going about distributing rations and blankets to the refugees.
Give me just one moment before we continue. He stands up and dusts his knees off. I'm gonna walk over to Isaac.
And you just finished passing rations and blanket to an individual and is already going about walking over to the next one.
I would kind of put my hand on his shoulder from behind.
Oh. Hi. Sorry.
Could I talk to you a moment, just right over here?
Sure. He kind of like looks at Troy for a moment and nods to him as if to like tell him to continue passing stuff out, and steps a little bit closer to you and off to the side, I suppose.
Is this problem that I have? You've given me what I need to cure it, correct?
I've given you what I have, yeah.
Right, and I now have enough of the ingredients, as it were. Do you know how to do it? It's a incantation or potion or whatever it is.
He kind of looks over towards Troy and then back to you. I'm gonna let you in on a secret about me. The witch hunter's oath, as we take it, it's not very pleasant, and if I knew how to cure a curse, I probably would have lifted mine by now.
Right. So these things that you gave me apply to you as well?
They would, yeah.
But why give them to me?
Seemed like you needed them.
Well, I think I have found someone who needs them far more than I do, as I have some relevant control over my abilities. And he turns and he's looking at the unconscious woman with like the crab arm.
Oh.
The question is, how would one commoner woman find a way to use these ingredients?
Well, I'm no mage myself, more of a martial fighter. But I understand, as it is, that it's the remove curse spell.
And these things are specific components for it?
He nods once. Yep, these curses are a bit different. More, he does air quotes, potent per se. But lycanthropy and aberrant horrors and a couple others can be rid from an individual by these means.
I see. Well, if I do happen to find someone who can perform such magic, then perhaps I will be able to use these things. But tell me this, Isaac, why have you not found someone to remove your curse, as it were?
He takes a moment to think about it, kind of looks off to the side, like towards his son, Troy, over there, kind of passing out food and blankets. And he nods once and then twice slowly.
The truth of the matter is that I need this to protect him. He's important to me, as you should know. And so, if this is something that I need to deal with in order to protect him and have the strength I need, then that's something I'm willing to do.
Claps him on the shoulder. I completely understand, my friend. And hopefully all of us can make sure that we all get through this trying time.
He nods once and he turns to you.
You think that you need it?
I think that one day I will. But for now, I was never the strongest of my friends and family, my allies. I was never the quickest of the mind or quickest on foot, really. But now I have an advantage, and I have achieved more than I have in many years recently. So, I don't plan on stopping before my business is concluded. But eventually, I would like to return to becoming a normal old human.
He nods towards Rylon and Isaac, pointing with his head.
Do they know?
No.
Well, I'll keep it between us, and you can tell them when you're ready.
Know what? Is what I meant.
That you don't want it cured yet.
I don't believe they do, but I believe they are starting to get that message. Now that I have the parts, there is almost no excuse. But once I hand it over to that woman, if I find a suitable person to cast the spell, I think the message will certainly be clear that I need this just as much as ever.
Right. Well, if that's all, then I'm gonna get back to making sure these people have what they need.
One last thing, Isaac. If I ever lose control, if I ever attack one of my own or anything, I don't know what could happen with this as it progresses. Just make sure that I am stopped before I hurt anyone close. Please.
I can do that. If it's what you wish.
Good. He kind of chokes up a little bit. Good. Good. Slaps him on the shoulder and walks away. Quickly.
He nods to you, returns the slap on the shoulder, and lets you go.
Yep.
Meanwhile, during this, Aelwulf Krieger is still staring at the painting and approaches it to kind of lay a hand on it.
God damn it.
They kind of elbow Farron. Yo, go get your boy, dude.
He's just touching it.
He's getting a little bit too familiar with it.
So what, I go and distract him for now and he goes back to it later?
At this point, I just wanted to just reveal it to everyone, ask them what their deepest, darkest desires are, get it out of the way, and just leave this place.
That seems a bit extreme, don't you think, Rylon?
Yes, but this is extreme times, and to be quite honest with you, I don't really want to be locked in this church for 5 more days. There's much that can be done at this time, despite the disadvantage, because all those who control this city are also at a disadvantage. I'd rather be doing what I need to do, what's important here, while everyone is sleeping or hiding, than doing it in broad daylight where there's guards and vampires and whatever all over the fucking place.
No, what is important?
Well, what's important is that we go down to the underbelly of the city and find this obelisk for Eamon and get the fuck out of
So
Nov Ostoya.
You want to do that during Dark Reign? Is that your...
Well,
Rylon, language.
Listen, I don't know where my friends are, but I would imagine that they are getting closer to Talstar. Unfortunately, I don't have the armor or whatever I was supposed to seek, at least I don't think I do. But if they arrive to Talstar and I am not there, I worry for them, their safety. And if I get there and I'm too late, or they've already left, it would be a waste of time.
You can contact them.
Well, I have. I've sent them a message, but I'm still awaiting a response. Time seems to be convoluted, and during Dark Reign especially.
I think that we'll be fine. I think that, where was this armor supposed to be again?
I don't know, Stazril. Where's it supposed to be?
It was supposed to be on Typhon.
Oh, there you go.
He shrugs.
But Typhon is not here.
No, Typhon is dead.
So, okay. I'm struggling to understand the priorities here. Because from what I see, we have to go under Nov Ostoya for Eamon.
Right.
We have to go back to Bonosur. We have to get some armor and go to Talstar. Is there anything else I'm missing?
No, that's about it.
Right. And all of this seemingly at the same time. And while this Talstar armor situation seems to be the most pressing, most, time sensitive, there doesn't really seem to be much progress being done on it. Not to, I'm not trying to say anything here, but there just doesn't.
Doesn't what?
Do you have any... There doesn't seem to be much progress being done.
Well, no.
How are we going to get this armor, exactly? Is there a plan?
Well, my plan was to ask Stazril's almighty archseraph of knowledge and power, but doesn't really provide us any insight yet.
Would you like me to tell Zebril to come here right now?
Yes, if you could, that'd be great.
Or how about this? Is it on this plane of existence?
It was supposed to be with Typhon. I have no idea where else it would be.
Okay. Well, I don't really know the exact specifics of the item that Eamon has in his possession, but that item is meant to find things. So maybe you could just follow that.
That's actually not a bad idea.
That's if he's willing to give it up for...
Look, we're helping him. I don't have any stake in this obelisk, do you?
Sort of. Kind of, I do.
Eamon does
Okay.
not seem like the greedy type. I'm sure that he would allow us to use it.
Yes, that's fine. I think we just need to get everything in order here. Are we going there now? Are we going there tomorrow? Are we waiting for the end of Dark Reign? What about these people? What about the mirror? What exactly is our plan here? Are we just,
I just want to know what's up with this obelisk, alright? My friend touched it and became possessed, essentially, by an Aether kindred. And I want to know why.
And so then why would we want to go find it?
To see how we could probably destroy it. Perhaps it is a doorway, a gateway to the Aether.
Do you think that we would have to touch it in some way to destroy it? Because I don't see that ending well.
I don't know. That's the whole point.
Look, I enjoyed Halifax as much as the next one.
Whoa. What are you about to imply, Stazril?
But I think, Rylon, it is best to let him go.
I squint my eyes at him.
Do not forget that I have cared for Halifax in the same way that I have cared for everyone. Gabriel, Reuben, you especially. Take, for instance, when you traveled to Fallowheart through the woods. Who was there to guide you? Halifax was, in fact, one of those people that I aided.
So what are you saying? I just give up on my friend, just let him go, let him die. Let him suffer for eternity.
How do you know that he's not already dead?
Well, I don't. But it does not mean I'm going to give up on him.
Maybe Zebriel knows.
Have you tried contacting him?
No, I have not.
In the Aether.
I mean, it's possible.
Why don't you just banish one of these refugees here?
Perhaps I should banish you, Stasriel.
Tell them the description of Halifax and then send them on their way. They'll be back in a minute, after all.
Wouldn't it be easier just to send you?
He starts to pick at his nails, like one hand being used to like clear the gunk out from underneath the other hand. No, I don't believe it would, actually.
Right.
What I'm saying is, if it's, say it's an obelisk made of, I don't know, shadow steel, for example. Is that what does Eamon know anything about it? Anyways, say that it is. Do you think you're going to destroy it by hitting it with a sword or a mace?
Who knows? But I don't really intend on smacking anything with a mace.
Right.
That's why I have the powers of magic, which seems to be able to cure most of these problems, afflictions, curses. It is the source and the cure.
Ilfharyn, what is your stance on magic curing everything again?
Here's the thing, right? First off, magic is a complicated thing, right? I think that goes without saying. Second off, when we're talking about something like the Aether, we're not really talking about the same. It's not like this. It's not like where we stand. It's not like the material. It's the rules are different. So magic, it's a completely alien thing. Really, who knows what could work? There's not a whole lot of information that's out there, really.
Listen, Stasriel. I don't know about Zabriel, but I do know that Solima's half the reason why she's taken her vow of silence is to find the source of the Aether kindred and destroy them in the name of Talstar.
Is it? Or is it just to get Talstar back?
At the end of the day, what is the difference?
The Aether kindred in the past have driven gods mad. You think that an arch-seraph could do anything about them? He kind of like tilts his head to the side, brows sort of brought down a little bit, almost like really questioning you.
I'm starting to notice a pattern with you, Stasriel.
And
I don't know if it is the weight of the world actually being on your shoulder and you having to do your job for once, or that you are truly as spineless as the rest of your kin. But your lack of faith in those above us is starting to really, really show.
I have no lack of faith in them. I just understand their limits. I could not take on an Aether kindred, could you, Rylon?
Who's to say? I don't think I could now, no.
Right.
But since I've met you, I've grown exponentially stronger.
I would agree with that.
And if timing is correct, then my friends have completed the trials of the Withered Warrior and claim legendary weapons and armor of themselves.
Look, I'm not saying we don't go to the obelisk. It's what Eamon wants to do. I'm just saying we should exercise caution, and our expectations should be tempered a little bit.
Wait. Rylon, I just had an idea. You still have the angel skin armor, right?
I do.
If it is armor, if it takes the form of armor does, and it is magical, do you think that you could give it to the glass man to turn into a different form of armor?
I mean, I suppose.
I understand that you might have some discrepancies with this, Rylon, but they are dead and gone. And I'm sure that the seraphs that made that armor, or the armor is made of, would want their bodies to go to use in a way that would aid a fellow seraph. I think that it's worth consideration.
What, that I exchanged this skin for what? What armor are you speaking of? The Armor of Imperius? Of Typhon?
I get creative, I don't know.
What, is he going to recreate so there are going to be two of them, or is he going to pull it out of the veil in whatever it lies, whatever crypt, whatever mountainside it's sitting on, he's just going to pluck it?
No, he would be recreating it.
By now, the the people have all received their food and blankets, and a couple of them, as Rylon's raising his voice just a little bit, a couple of them are kind of like looking at Rylon.
It's worth a shot, but I worry for having armor of this, a copy of a magical piece of equipment like this.
Well, I mean, just tell it what you seek. Armor that does this, armor that does that.
I don't know what the armor does, Stasriel.
That's what I'm saying. Tell it what you want, what you seek.
Then it's worth a shot, I'd say. It's not like you're going to be, I don't think any of us are going to be wearing that anytime soon, are we?
Fine.
There's a bang at the doors.
Make my way.
Is he back already?
Would I be walking away from the conversation? right now?
Well, you guys were at the pews when the attack happened near the pews, so it'd be like a 100-foot walk over the doors if you were still by the pews.
Got it. So I guess I just slowly make my way over, breaking from the conversation.
Okay. And what did you ask, Undead? Sorry.
I might have my conversation with him walking back with the rest of them by now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make my
sounds
way
good.
over.
I guess we slowly approach the door, and I raise my voice a bit. Who is it?
You hear a couple discussing something on the other side. There's a male and a female. It's me, the milkman.
What's the password?
Oh, God's damned. Just let me in.
Alright. I ask for Ilfharyn and Eamon's help to move this barrier.
Yep, the three of you are able to do so pretty handily.
Really should make a password.
Do so.
And we opened. I creaked the door open just a tad to see.
It's Yakov and his female vampire companion.
I bring the door open some more.
Yeah, you see that he's wearing his typical like half plate, and she's wearing like a breastplate, and he has a sack like over his shoulder, kind of like Santa Claus style, and she is carrying 3 black powder rifles on straps over one of her shoulders. Come on then, let us in.
I usher them in. I open the door more, give them some space.
I got the food you wanted,
Good.
and we have munitions and weapons.
Excellent. Good work. I appreciate your efforts.
Did you steal them from people?
Only the dead.
Oh, that's nice.
And,
So then,
close the door again.
what news has transpired since we left?
Well, we performed an exorcism on a demon.
Oh.
We were able to spruce the place up a bit, gather our own resources and supplies while you were out. And,
Yes.
the guy that you met at the front door excused himself for the foreseeable future.
Oh. Well, that's good news.
I guess, yes, it is.
So all in all, it seems like a productive day all around, doesn't it?
Yes, and whatever those things are, tried to break their way in, but they were swiftly taken care of as I kind of kick over one of those bodies of the fucking weird goblin monster creatures.
Yeah. You can, since you're done fighting them, I'm just gonna tell you what they're called for everyone to kind of understand. They're called insatiable.
And there's also, I don't know if you've ever heard of Luna Kidna.
Can't say I have.
I inspect this man. Does he appear to be of elven descent?
Yakov?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, they are invisible spider kind of looking creatures who go out of their way to kill elves and witch hunters and blah blah blah, but they seem to have a liking to, I kind of point to Ilfharyn. They are sort of the reason why this attack happened while you were gone. So they might come back.
Well, they can be dealt with, I'm sure then.
So make yourself, I guess, at home for now. Did you sustain your hunger?
He kind of clears his throat, scratches his neck. Yes, I did. We both did.
Hopefully, it is not a problem now that we have guests here as well. Because they'll be staying with us for at least the next couple of days.
Believe this or not, Rylon, but we have self-control.
Could have fooled me. But For now, I will believe you. Just to avoid any other troubles for today.
Anyways, are you taking these weapons, or should I pawn them off to the highest bidder?
I just reach over and grab this sack of weapons, I suppose. And I kind of just...
He hands you the sack of food, she hands you the 3 weapons by their slings.
Alright, I take it. So I'll take the food and I will bring it towards the storage room.
Mm-hmm.
And I will take the weapons and look towards the boys and I say, you think we should offer these to some of these people? Maybe they're experienced?
Maybe we should wait for the survey.
Yes, let's see what the survey says first.
Oh, fair enough.
And the survey says...
Do you go and find the guy?
Yeah.
Okay. It's Stepan and Tybalt. They are standing there kind of like looking over this list. They're holding the list between each other. And Stepan can't read, so there's no reason that he's looking at it, but he's just trying to be part of it, you know? And Tybalt's reading it off to him, like under his breath, and you arrive, and Tybalt looks up to you. Oh, hey. There's, we have, including us two, 8 individuals. One of them is myself. One is Stepan here, you know us. One is a housewife with no experience in anything except for housekeeping, apparently. One of them is another woman that was a baker. So, I don't know if we plan on getting things that need to be baked, but
He's got a frown that keeps, like, getting a little deeper every time he's opened his mouth this far.
There's, jeez. This gentleman here is a stonemason, or was a stonemason before he retired. He's quite old now. This one is a child with no experience in anything, but they seem eager to want to help, which is good, right?
Right, he kind of rolls his hand for us, like, let's get this going, go on.
This one was a member of the militia that lost the rest of his unit during the first night of Dark Reign. And this one is a Fletcher, a bowyer, so to speak.
Okay.
So that's what we have.
Great. Right, and we have Merchant, points to one of them, and, Helper.
They look between each other, kind of like go to say something, don't really say it, and just kind of sheepishly nod.
Great. Okay, wonderful. We also have Bloodsucker 1 and 2 over there.
What?
He jabs a finger back towards where Yakov and his girl are at.
What?
What?
Sorry. One more time.
He glances around. Did I stutter or something?
Did you say a bloodsucker?
Yeah.
2 of them. Why here?
Because they were here first. You joined after. And they have helped us thus far, and they are giving you the weapons that you will soon be holding in your hands.
We're helping, and there's 8 of us.
That does not mean that we're going to kick other ones out without them doing something.
Right. He purses his lips.
Hey, he leans forwards. I don't like it any more than you, pal. Okay? I'm on your side here. He gives him a little, like, punch in the shoulder. Like,
He kind of like brings a hand up to whisper to you. The Fletcher can probably make some steaks.
he began, like, chuckling fairly loudly. I don't think there'll be any need for that, but keep me informed.
Right thing.
Don't actually make steaks. That would look very bad for you. Okay. Right. Well, I'm going to go bring all this information back to the rest of them and make sure that, yeah, you guys have something to do, especially as a housewife, baker, and child. He turns on his, like, heel and starts walking back towards the rest of the group. Right. You have quite army right here, Rylon. Quite the Dark Reign defense force.
Before Eamon comes back, I just take a quick glance. Sorry, a quick glance around the room. Where the fuck is Clement?
Clement is sitting down against the wall near the painting, just off to the side, like off to the left about maybe 5-10 feet. He is like kind of shifting between twiddling his thumbs and looking up at Aewolf Krieger, whom is still standing there.
All right, Eamon, you pull up.
Yeah, I pull up and I say what I said.
So, what have you found?
That you have quite the army, and he hands you a list. They would read out, like merchant, helper, housewife, baker, stonemason, child, militia, and flusher.
Hmm.
I'm glad you actually took notes on that.
Well,
Oh yeah.
at least we have one soldier amongst the ranks. That's good. We could definitely
Yes,
trust him with one of these black powder rifles.
Well, it gives you the classic shaking hand. Says he's either the best soldier of his unit or the worst, because he was the only one to survive.
Well, either way, he doesn't require training from us. That's one less person to worry about, regardless.
I could
Sure.
probably teach Airwolf a spell or a cantrip.
But that could work as well, as long as you don't teach him to detect magic.
Speaking of this one, he seems very interested in our tapestry.
Yes, we did notice that.
We also have a baker and a housewife. I suppose they could use whatever rations we have and make a nice meal for people.
Might
The house,
raise morale a little.
yes, you know what I mean. Bring a bit of light here, and we have a merchant who is essentially going to be keeping tabs on inventory. We have our scribe here who's scribing, and you said we have a stonemason.
A retired old man, the stonemason.
Well,
Like I said, quite the defense force.
I mean, all things considering, the stonemason could provide use, because he could create, if we get materials, he could probably assist in at least working on barriers, walls,
Or
barricades.
he could point the others in the right direction on how to do whatever.
This is also true.
And some of them could be lying.
What do people have to lose about lying these days?
Oh, that brings up, it's your turn, Eamon, to go around and ask them now if they're all cursed in some way.
Oh, right. Good luck. Did you leave that room at the bottom of the paper for that? Like a checkbox or something?
Bet you I can find something wrong with at least one of them. He grabs his list out of your hand and struts off to the rest of the people. Well, whatever conversation you guys are having, have it. I'm gonna be interviewing these people
God.
based on their
Oh my
jobs,
God.
and I'm gonna be rolling insight checks on them as I'm staring them up and down. I'm trying to trip them up. This housewife ain't actually a housewife, but
Oh, Aelwulf Krieger was also on the list. He listed his profession as a scholar.
I guess during this time I'm just gonna make my way towards Clement.
Okay. So by default, also standing next to Aelwulf Krieger by like 5 or 10 feet.
Right.
Just so everyone knows like where everyone is.
I'll approach little Clement and kind of like taking in what's going on with this Aelwulf guy.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't lifted the canvas at all, has he?
He is not, but he has grazed it with his fingers.
I'll say as a passing comment. Admiring the painting here? Are you a follower, a practitioner of the faith?
He seems to ignore you for about 3 seconds, turning to face away from you, before then turning to face back to you. No, I'm actually a scholar.
Scholar. Right, so
Yeah,
what are you scholaring about here, exactly?
I'm admiring the painting.
It's quite a nice painting.
I've seen better.
I'm sure you have. In many of those books that you probably have read.
He awkwardly nods once. Yeah, in the books.
I look towards Clements and I say, "Are you holding up, Chief?"
Clement looks to Aelwulf, kind of like as you're talking to him, and then as you start talking to Clement, he brings his eyes up to you and cracks like a smile at the edge of his lips. I'm doing all right.
You're not hurt, are you? Or do you need any food or water?
Isaac brought me food.
Good.
He's got like a little bag of nuts there, and some strips of meat.
Some trail mix.
Yeah, basically.
All right. I believe there's another child here. Perhaps you should become acquainted and play or whatever children do.
I saw him over there. I don't know if he'd like me.
Oh, come on. I kind of like... Get up, come on.
He reluctantly stands up.
Why do you think he'll like you?
I don't know. He doesn't give an answer, really. You know, typical kid stuff.
I kind of like... Put my arm around him, his back, and kind of like walk, like can't like walk and talk, kind of using my adult strength to kind of essentially push him.
Yeah, guide him.
Again,
Yeah.
I'm just like, listen, as we're kind of moving away from here, from Idlewolf there, you have the blood of a true warrior and a seraph in your veins. There is legitimately nothing that you cannot do, let alone befriend this mortal here. Come on, you're a kid. Be one, have fun. I know it is gloomy right now, but there's no sense in sitting around and moping, when if days are numbered, at least you'd want to have gone out with a smile on your face, no?
Do we need to be quiet?
No, you'll be fine.
He kind of cracks a grin at the corner of his face.
I think we'll play tag then.
By all means.
I assume you kind of like walk him over there and drop him off or something, or
Yeah, like I'm a fucking at a play date or some shit.
yeah. Socialize with the parent for an awkward minute and then drop
Yeah.
him off.
Yep, and just pull out of my fucking Escalade.
Yeah. Okay. Then while this is happening, I imagine Eamon is going around.
Detective
Oh, yeah.
Delabascon.
You notice, like, I've moved on by now to the housewife. I'm giving it a 3rd degree on what it's like to be a housewife. Listen, that was Stazriel who talked that shit, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm definitely proving Stazriel wrong. Best believe. It's a competition now. So I'm just going around and I'm giving general questions about the backgrounds of these people, all that. And if you want any insight checks or anything, you let me know.
Okay.
Trying to generally gauge, slip someone up on something.
I think we're gonna do some shorthand, but I would like one insight check.
You got it. 10.
Okay. The housewife seems a little bit unsure about what she's saying. Like she's kind of making it up as she goes along. Like the duties of a housewife.
Squints at her.
Like mid conversation, you just squints.
So you're telling me that you don't know the proper way to scrub a kitchen?
She kind of like nervously licks her lips, clears her throat. We had a maid. She was never there when my husband was there.
You had a maid.
I didn't do anything. I sat around all day, every day.
So, what are you, a housewife of some rich merchant or lord, perhaps, or someone of importance?
A rich merchant, he gave me money to keep myself occupied at home, and I spent it on a maid.
Perfect. We have a rich merchant here as well with us, and I'm sure that if your husband is recognized by him, we can clear this up quite quickly. What was your husband's name?
His name is, Gary.
Ah, Gary. Gary.
Prowley.
Gary Prowley.
That's right.
And I assume the Prowley family name is quite famous here, if you're very rich.
Oh, very.
Very. Great. Says he, like, you see him, he's like making notes on the papers that already have a bunch of words on them. He scribbles something like real deep into the notepad and looks at her. Okay. He walks away.
Okay. The rest of them give pretty straightforward answers, kind of what you would expect from their positions, and everyone denies having a curse except for you can't really interview the aberrant horror because she's still unconscious. But
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. It's a group effort.
yep, sure thing.
I do ask the merchant, however, if he's ever heard of this family, this merchant family, the Prowleys.
Oh, he's very busy of a man, really. Barely has time to do anything. I can't imagine that he even had time for his wife.
Right, okay. And you wouldn't happen to know anything about them, right? I'm trying to figure out if that's actually his wife.
Other than the name and that the man was busy and always better than me when it came to merchanting, no, nothing really comes to mind. The thing is, he kept his work secret. And that's why I'm not as successful as him, surely.
Right. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. He makes a little note. Alright, and he walks back to the rest of the group. Rylon, are you with the rest of them, or are you talking to the kid?
I guess
I
at this
think-
point I would be dropping the kid off to the rest of the people, so I would, I guess, almost be like reconvening with you guys.
Right, well, that was somewhat uneventful.
Uneventful. Didn't find any. I don't know.
No
Like-
Fae, no fiends.
Nothing.
The housewife is a lich.
The housewife,
figured it-
lich, of course.
No, but in all reality, she did lie, at least. Avoided the truth about being a housewife. She didn't really know much about being a housewife. Under further scrutiny, she's apparently a merchant's wife. Very famous, rich one. Or she's lying.
Well, I assume she lied just to seem useful. Perhaps they thought we were culling them or something.
Well, wouldn't she want to appear more important if she was a merchant's wife? I mean, she could say, "Oh, we have so much money that we could give it to you if you help me survive."
Yeah, money means nothing right now. It's about talent and resources.
It means something in about 5 days.
True, but she actively chose not to say that, so maybe she
Right.
thought we were going to extort her or something.
Perhaps I'll be keeping one of my 7 eyes on her for sure.
7?
I have more than that, I think.
Ugh.
One big
Yeah.
one.
Quite the freak.
Yeah, coming from you, Angel Boy.
Yeah, Angel Boy.
Right, Angel Boy.
He's more of an angel man by now. Come on, Stazril.
This is the heart of Ostoya. Right on.
This is true.
Okay, so
Let's talk about what we're going to do now. As of, we seem to be at a crossroads on our decision making and what is important now.
I think that Zamira is the best way for us to secure this place so that we can continue to do other things throughout Darkreign without worrying about monsters coming in here and executing all these fine people.
How would the mirror do that?
Well, if we actually use some labor and gathered materials from nearby areas, we could create things of actual use to defend this place. We could use items of magic to create other items of magic that could be used to protect this place. But all of this requires less secrecy, or a way to hide it, which we have issues with.
I mean, we could try the hut.
We could try the hut, and if that does not work,
It's not exactly the most discreet thing, but it's something that could be tried. Oh, we would just put them in the basement, or I guess we could just march them out into the street and, take them on a tour or something.
A tour?
Who knows?
A deadly tool.
well, I don't think the tour would work too well. As housewives and old men and children don't have much chances out there. The basement.
Yet, not without the aid of Lodin.
Yes.
Look, all we need to do is just get them a little preoccupied for not too long at all. Just something. Maybe another, could we kill another one of those things and do another ceremony, do you think?
I don't know if that's distraction is the best thing.
And plus, we don't have the necessary remove curse potion to do it. We'd have to ask for another one.
Yeah, we just get it when they go down there. That's fine.
Right,
Well,
we could ask for potions of remove curse.
Yes.
How would we do
we
that?
should cure that woman's affliction.
Wait, what?
Why?
Because she clearly has almost no control over it and could be a danger to herself and others. It would be best to return her to being human, no?
I think Eamon might be right. I can't imagine that she enjoys being what she is.
Neither do you, Eamon. Don't you want to be cured?
I do. But there are things that are still yet to be done, and this woman's need is greater than my own, Rylon. I have control. I am strong and
Yeah, control.
capable.
Last time I checked
Eamon.
at the beginning of this morning, you could barely speak.
And how many times did you puke today?
4, but that is irrelevant. Those are minor issues with what compared to what she has. She obviously is in more danger than I.
Right.
He looks towards Rylon. And should we not help those who are weaker than us and less capable?
Rylon would cross his arms. Perhaps we should ask her if she enjoys the power.
100% correct. I agree.
But, not to sound selfish or anything, but I'd rather have you on the team with this curse of yours than you without, no offense.
Oh, I completely agree.
Because while your combat prowess showed today
Stop getting into it.
was sublime, but I've seen better and better.
I'm sure you have, Rylon. Thank you. I get the point.
Okay, fine. We could cure her. If this is what you'd like to do, I'm not going to stop you. The whole, those ingredients are yours. You could do what you will with them. And if you want to cure her, then we will.
I'm not quite following this.
He slowly turns his head towards Ilfharyn, like, fuck.
I mean, okay, look, if you, like you're saying, she can't control the power, right?
Sure.
So that's how you see it. You see it as a power. You see it as a benefit, if anything.
With obvious drawbacks?
With
Yes.
obvious drawbacks. What if it got worse for you? How long were you searching for these materials for? How long would it take you to bump into another person who would just give you them or find them or anything like that? What if it gets worse? What if you don't want it anymore down the line?
Scratch the back of his neck. Well,
I'm just saying, this is one woman, and sure,
and I'm but one man, no?
you're one man with a bit more oomph to his purpose, I suppose. You're capable of things. She might just live here her entire life.
Right, or she could be killed in the streets for another outburst like the one she just had.
She could. But as horrible as it is going to sound, me saying this, those ingredients that you hold are difficult to locate, and she's one rather inconsequential person.
We could always ask the mirror for the ingredients.
I guess. Yes.
Many of them are very specific.
Okay, you all insisted that I find a legendary relic through the mirror. So what, we can't find a book that no one's read or a piece of hair from a missing person?
That is true. I suppose.
What is the other one, a twice dead bird or something?
Twice dead raven. Okay. So, let's get the plan together for me doing we get the cure. We cure her in front of everyone to show that she is safe in the basement. We move on and hide the mirror so we can use it.
You want to move it?
I mean,
Use it.
Yeah, but hide it. How?
Hide it. That is where we're at. We have time. We have plenty of time to cure this woman. I could draw the ceremony out. We have the materials that you see in front of you, and we need some way of creating something safe.
Wait. Is all you need are those ingredients, and you can...
Those ingredients and a remove curse.
Ah, so you need the magic of removing alongside the ingredients,
Correct.
which we do not have.
We have the ingredients, and you were saying that we could get the potion from the mirror.
Yeah, we got it last time, right? Ilfharyn, that's what you said, that this potion that he provided me was a remove curse potion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I could trade the vial of blessed holy water for that. Then we perform the ceremony.
Okay, let me just get this clear. We get them in the basement. We tell them that we're doing a ceremony on the woman to cure her of her affliction or power or whatever you want to call it. In the meantime, we trade holy water with the mirror for a, I don't really know what to call it, a spell imbued in a liquid, and that spell is going to be remove curse. Somebody's going to run it down to you so that you can actually proceed with this ritual.
Correct. We make a whole ceremony out of it.
And then,
One
in
ingredient
the
of it.
meantime, we're also still trading additional things.
Correct.
What do we need? A way to hide it, is what you're saying.
Correct.
We had this discussion before. Nothing came to mind. We couldn't think of anything.
Well, nothing in time before all of the people, came back up.
This bloody
Yeah.
mirror will be the death of us all, I tell you what. We're going to
Yeah.
spend way too long coming up with a plan to how to resolve or hide it. Or what is the point? It's hidden right now.
He glances back towards. Is the scholar still over there?
Yes, he is. He's not far away from it. He appears to be kind of like standing off to the side, looking into that same journal that he looked over with Ilfharyn.
I don't like that one. He kind of his gaze turns back to the party. So, yes, I think we should keep a out of access area around there.
Or what we do is that we just tell everyone, hey, for the safety of everyone here, I think it is best that we set up our campsite down below. And if things are safe, we can meander up top here. You should all go downstairs, find some places to where you would be sleeping or resting, or taking refuge. And while they're doing that, we do what we need to do with the mirror.
I personally like that idea better. I mean, it would be not easy, but not difficult to block off one of the entryways down there. It goes in from both sides. We can just block off one of those. We could put down barricades, defenses. There's smashed windows in here. It's not a safe place. They must already know that from the previous attack. And those lunar echidna are going to be back.
Exactly.
Right. Perfect. Okay. Rylon, you are their boss in their eyes. I
What?
think.
The
Hey,
boss
whoa,
walked
whoa,
out
whoa,
on
whoa,
them.
whoa. Let's just... What else do we need from the mirror? Are we going to try trading this a piece of armor for whatever we needed?
We can try.
Okay. What else?
Greater fortifications.
Greater be specific.
I'm not a stonemason. I pay people things like this. What do you want?
Okay,
from me?
why don't you even ask the stonemason what a good fortification is?
Fair.
Farron, you're
Okay.
getting rather testy.
I'm just saying, all of this ambiguity. Let's hide the mirror. How? Let's fortify
Aren't
us.
you
How?
supposed to be the smart? I'm waiting for you to solve my problem, Mr. Intelligent Wizard.
Just need to think these ideas through. Please.
If I come up with the ideas, you refine them using your intelligence, and then at the end we get a solid plan.
Can't argue with that logic.
So you throw out the idea. I do all of the work, and then we all reap the benefits.
Isn't that what being a magician is about?
No,
Yeah,
no,
seems
this
about
is not why I learned what I learned.
Well, listen, let's put it in perspective, right? Mages, right? They are given an idea, a purpose, and they spend their entire existence working towards that purpose. So what's the difference?
Well, if I wanted to be building fortifications for a living, I would have become a stonemason.
Well, now's your chance. You wanted to become a fisherman, did you not?
Not really, no. I could have. If I became a fisherman, I wouldn't be here right now, that's for sure.
Or you would have been. You could have been one of these lovely people. Who knows?
Brilliant. Stuck in Nov Ostoya with no fish to fish.
Well, and there's nothing to bake, and there's no bricks to mason, so...
There's no husband to housewife.
Well, you don't know about that. I would elbow you again. Right, I get it, Ilfharyn. But we do have to be more precise about what we need to do. You're right, ambiguity is not good. All it does is wasting time. We need armor. We need this potion.
Okay, so first thing we do, we go down there, or Eamon goes down there, he starts it, we trade for the potion, one of us runs down there, gives him it, right? We run back up, we do the armor. We're still going to have a bit of time. Are we okay on food? Are we okay on blankets?
The only thing we lack is water.
Okay, so we get water. That's another thing. What else? Fortifications. Brilliant.
So perhaps bricks. Cement blocks.
Bricks.
Are you telling me
See,
that
that's a
there's
good
no
one.
magical way for a person? There's no items that are magical that
fortify things. You should know this. I don't.
We don't need to magically fortify anything. We have a stonemason here. He'll tell us how to exactly what we need to create cement or whatever.
Prowler.
Stazriel would be looking around at the windows. Do we plan to brick off the windows?
No, not the windows. We're just going to put them all in the basement.
Then, what? We're going to brick off.
No. We're not going to break it off. They'll die in there, Stazriel. We're just going to, I don't know, have little half walls that you have to hop over or something.
I'm gonna take some GM liberty really quick. So you guys have been like raising your voice a little bit, arguing with each other. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that you guys went far enough away that the refugees don't hear you talking about all of this.
I mean, I wouldn't be
Just
surprised
do
if
it
we're
next.
still- Yeah, we're literally standing like around.
We're going to get
We're
them in the
probably,
basement.
probably getting pretty frustrated by now. The voice is slowly making loud.
Bricks, while they might be useful, might be a bit heavy to be lugging around. Why don't we just use these carpets, ask for a bunch of wooden planks, barricade all the walls, the one doorway, all the windows, and call it. Alright? Easy enough.
I thought we were breaking down the pews for the purpose of boarding the windows. Is that not what Lodin was doing?
Yes, but Lodin is an idiot, and you don't need to break down the pews if we could just get lumber.
Lodin didn't know about the mirror.
Exactly.
What were you gonna ask, Undead?
I was gonna see if I could roll for thinking of a magic item, because I don't think this character is super inclined to know magic items, and what they might do or be or exist.
Like what kind of magic item? Like a fortification magic item?
Yeah. Hey, have I ever heard of someone having instant fortress or something? That sounds crazy.
The Wand of Bricks.
There's a thing called instant fortress. It's a cool magical item.
Yeah, go ahead and roll I fucking hate you. Go ahead and roll an Arcana.
This dude, Ilfharyn, doesn't know Mordecai's magnificent mansion yet? What a fucking idiot.
Oh shit. Roll an 18 minus 1. 17.
God, we are the worst party ever.
Yeah.
You said it.
Instant fortress.
What is Instant Fortress? What does that even do?
It's like a cube that you could transform into a instant fortress.
Yeah, a massive tower.
What are the dimensions of it?
Let me tell you. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure it's massive. This is.
It's a tower. But it's just a cube.
It's not even in a fucking another plane of existence. It literally builds a massive tower.
Yeah, it's just all magic. Well, I need to go to the mirror.
Okay, I will say that you recall in all of your research about any material that this obelisk could be made of, you're going through books about magical items and stuff that wizards and mages have created, and of all of them, you recall a magic item called the Band of the Shaytan. For those of you that don't know out of character what a Shaytan is, it's so there are different kinds of genies, right? There are Afriti, there are Jinn, there's one that starts with an M that
Myriad.
controls, yeah, whatever there are that controls water, and then Shaytans controls stone and earth and stuff like that. And so you can kind of get the gist of it. I'm not saying that there's a genie locked in a magical item. That's not what I'm saying.
I got you.
Yo, let me get a genie in a bottle, magic mirror.
Perhaps I could try it on a few specific items I've heard of. But we will see.
You have not heard of Instant Fortress.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so we're going to hedge our bets on some obscure magic item that you apparently know of. We could
Aren't
just...
you going to be performing the ceremony?
Yes, actually, you are.
We are doing that then.
Well,
You
we
hear
have to-
coughing.
Oh god.
It's the female aberrant horror waking up.
Is she yakking on the floor too?
No, she's just coughing as she's rolling over and using her forearms and hands to slowly get herself off of the ground. And the everyone around is kind of looking at her as she's getting off the ground.
I will.
I thought she was dead.
I walk over and I try to help her up.
Okay.
No.
So I did
not
take the
dead.
gem liberty. I'm power gaming you a little bit.
You're
You
power
guys
gaming
were-
me.
You guys were not close enough for everyone to hear you raising your voice about this.
Okay.
And so the walk is maybe like 40, 50 feet. But you get over there and you help her up, I'm sure.
Got it.
To describe her, she is she's wearing a cap over her scalp, kind of like hiding her head and her hair. Her eyes are blue with a tinge of green, and her skin is pale, but not with like pallor or gauntness. So she's like relatively healthy, but she's also skinnier than the average weight, which makes her clothes look much baggier on her than they probably really are.
Gotcha. Oh, you're right.
Sorry, my throat.
Do you need some water?
Just a moment.
She like lets out a really guttural kind of,
Oh.
and then spits out a little bit of black ichor. Just a loogie of it.
Thank you.
I give a weird, awkward smile. Of course.
Her face kind of goes sort of slack as she's looking at you, and I'm gonna make a roll really quick. Okay, she can't tell that your smile is fake.
Good. Well, you're safe now. Lodin, the seraph who essentially abducted you all, he's gone.
He didn't abduct us. We went to him.
Oh. Well. His demeanor and his treatment of you was underhanded, so I thought otherwise, but...
Her face is a little bit sweaty, so she brings up her free hand to kind of like wipe at her forehead, and in doing so kind of like brings off her cap to reveal that her scalp is bald. And like runs her hand against like her smooth head before like wiping it onto her clothes and then putting her cap back on.
Regardless, you won't have to worry about being stricken again. We have resources, food, water, supplies. Enough to get you through the next couple days.
And the others, what will they know now?
Well, listen, you're not the only afflicted in this place. And I point over towards Yakov and his girl. And those over there, those are bloodsuckers. And myself, as you probably already know, I'm a seraph, which in some neck of the woods is considered just as cursed as the rest of us. And then I point to Ilfharyn, and look at him, he doesn't even have a face.
I do.
I suppose that I'm in company.
Look, we have a quick question for you. What happened exactly? Why did you, change?
Way out.
Yes.
This thing, it happens with the curse.
Just randomly?
I've had it for a long time.
Just randomly?
Yes?
Right.
If possible, would you ever consider wanting to rid yourself of this curse?
Absolutely. I've had this since the age of 8. My mother was a practicing witch.
And if we had the methods of curing you, would you...
She cuts you off. I would take it.
I wrap my arm around her and I bring her in to the fold. What is your name?
Felicity Menin.
Okay. Felicity. It's a lovely name. I hate to say this, but I'm going to be honest with you because I'm tired of lying and pretending to be something that I'm not. Felicity, we have a method of potentially curing you of your affliction. But
Then do it.
we will, don't worry, in due time. But, as sort of what was going on earlier today, we're going to have to be making a spectacle of it in the basement. Are you okay with that?
She like kind of nervously glances to the others.
I think it'll put the others at ease.
She says kind of quickly, like looking over very pointedly at one of them. It's Stepan, the merchant. He's holding in his hand a piece of rubble, like half the size of a fist.
Exactly. It's not safe up here, so we plan on bringing everyone in the basement regardless as a place to sleep and rest and take refuge. Almost using this place as a common room when things are normal, quote unquote. So, during that time when we're bringing everyone down there, we're going to cure your affliction and manage things up here while everyone is downstairs. Are you okay with that? And like you said, once people see that you're no longer cursed, maybe they will be more inclined to not be so worried around you.
Whatever it takes.
Excellent. Just wanted your consent. I didn't want to just kind of drag you down there, but very well. I look towards Eamon and Ilfharyn. Shall we start?
Sure. No time
Yeah,
like
sure.
the present.
Yeah, we begin gathering everyone again. Hey guys, one more time. We're going to the base.
Eamon,
Yeah.
do you have anything that you need to give us? I don't know, to trade or...
Right.
The last time you guys did this was like 25 minutes, or it's like 40 minutes ago. No, wait, no, you had a short rest afterwards, so it's been over an hour.
Yeah, I would hand you the 2 vials of holy water.
Wonderful. Do
And
you want anything with the second one?
he gives him a shrug. I don't know. Be creative. Another spell.
Be creative.
He smiles. With like a resigned sigh, I'm gonna hand you the signet ring I have. And what was it called again, Prowler? It was something with the Jin, the ring.
Wait, what?
The item that I remembered.
Oh,
I closed the notepad by accident.
oh, you're telling him what to get for you.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was afraid there was some confusion.
No.
It was the band of the Shaytan.
Yeah, the band of the Shaytan. Okay. Yeah, I give him my ring. Fuck it. I give him the rest of my silver mess kit, which is like minus a spoon and a knife ready. And I say, just use that for material if you need it. And then I tell him the band's name and to try to get that as well.
Sure.
Great. And he begin gathering the people. Come on, this way, downstairs.
I would say to shorthand that, I think that people kind of generally, like, they're bored. It's dark rain. They can't go outside. It's dark outside. They'll get killed if they go outside. They're definitely in the mood to just kind of, it's like just flipping on the TV.
Yeah,
To occupy yourself. Like, may as well,
I'm bringing down the
So-
snacks.
Both Rylon and Eamon that are leading him down there.
Oh no, I'm staying up here with Afar. I already
Okay.
did enough ceremonies. That's all I'm on now.
Okay. Well, if it's okay with you, Undead, we're gonna kind of shorthand all that.
Totally fine.
Okay, cool. Then so you lead them downstairs, and the only ones that don't go downstairs are Yakov and his companion, and Clement actually does go downstairs. He goes down there with the other kid, and Stazriel goes down there just for moral support, and Aelwulf Krieger stays upstairs.
Ah, fucker.
He doesn't seem very interested.
Right. I look towards Aelwulf Krieger. And I say, like, don't you want to go down with the rest? Find your little slice of the basement for yourself.
I've seen this kind of thing plenty of times. I'm not worried about it.
I understand, but between you and me, it seems a bit safer down there. I think it is wise for you to go down there. I use suggestion spell.
Oh, crud, okay.
Oh shit.
So it's a save throw DC 15, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure he's a wise fucker, but whatever. I give it a shot.
A 21.
Of course. My suggestion spells never actually work.
I appreciate the concern, but I don't really feel like going down there.
I clench my fist a bit. Now I'm getting a bit impatient.
Look,
I was just going to stay up here and read, if that's all right.
Airwolf, we need you to go and watch what's going on in the basement.
Right.
I'm just asking you, just
Something, secret happening up here, or something. We can leave it at that. If the answer's yes, then I will go.
look, I will meet you down there after the ceremony. Okay, we should get started on your teachings.
Yeah, that's if that's what it takes, I can do that.
I'm going to be changing something up though. You wanted minor illusion, but I'm going to be teaching you an evocation spell, a firebolt, just in case anything happens up here.
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
We're a little worried. Have you heard of Lunar Echidna?
He, like, smacks his lips once, clears his throat.
Yeah, I'm a bit familiar with them.
Yes. So
A bit too familiar.
well, then. So it's not entirely obvious, but I'm an elf, and Lunar Echidna don't much like elves. So that attack, about an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago, I don't know. That was kind of not because of me, but
Yeah.
spurred by my presence here. So from now on, we're going to be putting everybody in the basement as well, because they might be back at any time, really.
And how do you know that there's lunar echidna here? Have you seen them?
No, they're hard to see. They spoke to me.
Well, Ilfharyn, I think that you're all right. So, a tip: when you fight lunar echidna, make sure that there's no lights, no torches, no fires, no spells.
What?
The light, it makes them invisible.
They become invisible in light?
Yeah,
So we would have to fight them in darkness.
yeah, that's...
Okay. Well, that's a little tricky. Okay. Well, noted. I'll see you down there.
Yeah, I'll see you. And he gives you a a slap on the side of the arm and kind of like slaps his book shut. And kind of turns and quickly walking, not jogging or anything like that, goes to catch up with the others headed downstairs.
What are we going to do about the bloodsuckers?
I don't know. I don't think it matters anymore.
You don't think it matters?
This church was engulfed with bloodsuckers before it was taken over by the feral faithful. Vampires must know of this place, for goodness sake.
What if they don't?
So you're saying this magic mirror was sitting in this church for
It-
decades and no
it-
one knew?
It could well have been. I mean, look, if somebody walked along and casted a detect magic spell, then of course they're going to have stumbled across it. If somebody asked for the same thing from a similar god or whatever you call it, sheriff, arch-sheriff, then sure. But maybe not. And I don't know if I want to take the chance to, show them.
Right. Well, then I could try this again.
What?
And I'll walk over towards Jakob and his girl.
They look up at you. They're just kind of like going about routine maintenance of their armor and armaments.
Well,
What?
you guys doing all right? You don't need any food or water?
Very funny.
Did you happen to find the wine?
Oh, shit. No, I forgot.
Well, do you mind doing me another favor?
This isn't gonna become a trend, right?
No, this should probably be the last time I ask you of such things.
Okay, what could you possibly want?
If I give you and your girlfriend a nice fresh bottle of wine, would you mind going to the basement and making sure no one does anything stupid?
Stupid like what?
Like, I don't know, perhaps try to steal things, get into arguments, fighting, anything like this?
You know, the thing is, if they do that, and one of them dies, there's nothing to stop us from having more meal, right?
I would assure that your judgment would be worthy as you say it is, and you would only act if it is absolutely necessary. Not because you have the freedom of doing so, because there are other eyes besides myself that will be down there, but I would appreciate your muscle.
Right.
Make a persuasion roll. Because
Alright.
I'm not actually sure how they would react on this one, so I gotta have some outside influence.
Oh my god, a 9? It's a +7 on the roll! I use my inspiration.
Okay.
I have 2 of them, so I might as well use one of them.
Okay.
So I'll re-roll this. A fucking 10. Alright, well, that's my life, so. I stare at him with a very cheeky smile.
More. I want more than wine.
What else would you like? We already gave you a ring that essentially cures the only downside to your curse. What else would you want?
I bought that.
Right.
I was not given it.
What else do you want?
Surprise me, and it better be good.
Very well.
He looks along the edge of his teeth, kind of like parting his lips a little bit, revealing one of his fangs.
Right. Olivia, come on.
Don't you want your wine?
He goes to turn to start walking towards the stairs. You stop him for the wine. He looks at you and extends his hand.
Give it.
I reluctantly reach into my bag and pull out the bottle of Hugo Grand Vase.
Oh.
And I hand it over.
From Bonasau. Right.
And he turns and starts making his way for the stairs. Where he is currently was up by, like, kind of nearish to the painting, like between the pews and the painting. And so he had to probably walk about 120 feet to get to the stairs that lead down in the basement. But he reluctantly does after he leaves his armor there, as well as Olivia does, because they both had their armors off while they were kind of like doing routine maintenance on them. But they do take their weapons.
That's fine.
His being like the sword that is like plated in gold.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes his way for the stairs and he goes down.
Problem solved.
You know, sometimes I think life was easier when I was in purgatory.
You know, I don't remember when it was. I think it was about a year ago, maybe more. I listened to a video. I want to say it was from Taking 20, his YouTube channel, if you guys are familiar with that. And he was talking about inspiration and how he does inspiration, and how rather than doing like a re-roll, it's really just kind of like an in-the-moment sort of thing where like maybe he just changes the outcome of it. And I've always been a big fan of that. So I think I'm going to start doing that.
Right.
Like, just like, doesn't make it an instant success or anything like that, but like just changes it a little bit, like the parameters of the situation. But anyway, sorry, continue.
Okay, let's move quickly because Eamon is going to be waiting on this vial.
I nod.
All right, I'm going to start making my way up to the painting.
And when we go up to the painting, or as we're walking up, can I make perhaps some sort of maybe an Arcana check to see if I know about any other armor, weapons, items that perhaps vampires have been notorious for having?
Been notorious for having. Yes, sure.
Because I mean, I already have this fucking angel skin armor, so I already kind of have an idea of what they pack stuff like this. And I mean, as a seraph, I know we have our own blessings. So, all right, I will roll an Arcana check. 8. God damn it, bro! These rolls, they're killing me.
It might be something that he already has, but you recall. So there are a few different vampire items, right?
Yep.
It could be something that he already has, but you do recall like a cylindrical little flask etched with necrotic runes that can store kind of one feeding full of blood for an extended period of time for up to 1 year, keeping it fresh.
He has that on him?
He could not. Who knows? It might please him, it might not, but that's what you remember.
Okay. Well, I mean, that is pretty good. But I don't know what it's called, though, right? It's just, you said it's a flask?
It's like a little capsule. It's described as a cylindrical flask.
Cylindrical flask, got it. Guess we approach the mirror.
Yeah.
No one else around.
And they're like, no one else around. And draped over it, of course, is that sort of cloth canvas painting of Salima.
All right, so far, let's do this.
Very tall painting. Like the mirror, like I've described a few times, it's huge. It's like 15 feet tall or 10 feet tall and like 20 feet tall. 15 feet or 10 feet wide, somewhere between there, and like 20 feet tall. So it's big.
All right, Ilfharyn, are you ready?
I think so.
Let's start with what's important.
Okay. I will take one of the vials of holy water that Eamon gave me out of my bag, and we'll put my bag on the floor.
Okay.
Go on then, ask the question.
Did you guys peel back kind of the painting for you guys to see the... Okay. Then, already waiting there behind the painting before you even said to ask the question. So you see, as I've described before, like you can see maybe about a foot into it or a foot and a half into it, and then past that it just fades into like full pitch black darkness. And they're standing just out of sight, but with arm, like, you know, the nice smooth arm extended out, is the glass man. What do you seek? What do you seek? What do you seek?
I seek the first thing we got from you. The little vial, a foul-smelling thing containing somehow a spell of remove curse. And I hold out the vial right in front of the mirror.
It brings its other arm out from the darkness, extending out one of these little vials of this sort of blackish brown, gross looking liquid, and it holds it just in front of the mirror
and kind of like brings its hand out. So its jagged hand is holding this vial. Its smooth hand is palm upwards, waiting to accept the holy water.
I give it to him.
And it makes the trade. And it takes the holy water. It kind of like the surface of the mirror ripples like water being touched, and the holy water vial or whatever it's contained in sort of sifts into the mirror, and it simultaneously extends back through the mirror towards you, this little brown and black liquid vial.
Okay. Next thing, friend. Do you want to run this down to Eamon, or should I?
You do it, because I'm going to try this with the armor.
Sure. Okay. Okay, sure. Alright. I will take the little vial and I will start running it down to Eamon.
Okay. And so shorthanding that, like we said, and I know that Undead's a little bit busy right now. And so you run down there and hand it off to him. I'll say when you're able to come back.
I would ask when he gets down there how he thinks he should use the ingredients mixed with the you know what I mean, because it's a couple weird ingredients. Does she eat them? Is the thing he would basically be inquiring.
Could I roll an Arcana check for this?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll go ahead and do that. It's gonna be a 23.
You can lay them out in front of her or behind her, just somewhere near her, and the magic should pretty much use the components.
Great, I do so in great ceremony. Many delays.
Okay, and so I'll say when you're back in the picture, Ilfharyn, if you're just like race carring back.
Yep.
Okay, so Rylon, Ilfharyn just ran off. You're left there alone with Mira.
Okay. Can I make a quick religion check to see if I know exactly the backgrounds of this legendary relic that is the Armor of Imperius? Because I know that I needed to seek this armor, but I don't know what it did or what it does. So, I mean, it is an armor that did belong to a pretty famous seraph, right? So, would I happen to know the legend of this armor and what it is capable of doing?
Make a religion.
Okay. Can I use my background with that?
Yes, because it is religious.
Okay. 23.
23. Would you be interested in shoulder guards, a helmet, or plate?
I guess shoulder guards, armor, or you said shoulder guards, helmet, or plate? Definitely plate.
Okay. Then you recall the name of the Avenging Plate armor.
The Avenging Plate armor. Okay. Take out the angel skin armor, and I look towards the mirror. I say, "Oh, magic mirror, glass man from beyond the veil."
It cuts you off. What do you seek?
Oh,
What do you
right.
seek? What do you seek?
I seek the Avenging Plate armor.
It pauses for a moment. Its hand sort of like almost frozen still, kind of in a like as if it were going to grab for the mirror and stopped midway, like expecting to take something already, and then just like, wait, hold on. And it sort of like its hand slowly closes and curls shut and starts to rub together, and then it takes its hand, the one that's curling and everything, and lowers it down kind of like at waist level, extending it now once again, palm upward, hand open, outstretched towards the mirror.
As I'm holding the armor, I just usher a small prayer and thank you to whoever this may belong to. Hopefully your time in the afterlife is well spent. And I hand it over the armor.
Okay. The armor ripples as it goes into the mirror, and it takes it. Realizing that it's a little bit heavy for one hand, it brings both out, supporting it with one and then kind of delicately like drawing it back into the mirror with the other. And it just keeps backing up and disappears into the darkness. And there's a lengthy pause of about a minute before anything else happens. And then you see extending out, kind of like rattling and clanging in pieces that are tied together like arms and legs and the chest, all tied together by thin strands of like a silvery silk. It extends first the hand for you to grab through the mirror.
The armor itself appears as it's made of gold, with etched in lines and curves, and a silver sash that goes around the neck and down over the back of the shoulders and the front of the shoulders. I actually have an image for you. See, this is why I Kickstarter back things, so that I have a plethora of stuff to pull from. This specific item is from the Menagerie of Magic, I believe. Yeah, the Menagerie of Magic. Don't remember the author's name off the top of my head. I can probably grab it 1 second. I do want to give credit where credit's due. A few authors that I really, really love for magic items are A, Griffin Saddlebag, B, the Map Hammer. Map Hammer is fantastic. We've used a couple of their things before. Man, I would like to know... Oh, Greedy Mimic Games. Also a fantastic one, and that's where this one is from. But here's a little image for you. I'll toss it in 2A. That's kind of like the theme of it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And so it extends this golden plated hand through the mirror for you to grab.
I grab it, almost like just bewildered that it was even able to provide of something so crazy.
And and the arm comes through, and then like the chest, and followed by the other arm and both legs kind of simultaneously. And the glass man sort of brings both arms back into the darkness and steps back a little bit, not saying anything. By now, I'd say Ilfharyn arrives back at the top of the stairs.
All right, I start walking from the stairs to the mirror.
As Ilfharyn comes up, I say, "I seek the power of world domination."
You what?
Oh, nothing. Sorry.
Did you get it?
I got it.
It worked.
It did. I suppose it fits the description. I think.
Okay.
I was pretty specific about what I asked for, so.
Well, good.
Right.
That's a big objective ticked off, I guess.
Right. Perhaps you should ask for something for yourself.
What would I possibly need?
Perhaps I seek the spellbook of a famous magician.
A spellbook. I'm going to take too long to think about this. Let me. Look, we'll send them down to the basement again at some point. We'll do it then. Right? Okay.
All right. So we've got the armor. We've got the potion. What
we
else?
need the band.
The band?
Yes, Eamon said the name of this magical item.
Fuck. All right. The ring of Shaytan, he said?
Yes, that was the one. Yes, he said to trade this for it. I delve into the backpack again. I pull out the little signet ring.
All right. I think the glass man is a bit tuckered out at the moment. He hasn't returned yet.
I walk close to the mirror. I kind of squint in. Hello?
What do you seek?
I seek the ring of Shaytan. That's how you say it, right?
I shrug.
The Shaytan, something like that. You're gonna know the one.
It extends back into visibility, a thumb and an index finger from its jagged, broken arm.
I will hold the ring between its thumb and index finger and allow it to pluck it from my grasp.
It takes it and draws it back into the mirror, where it closes it into like a balled up fist, and then it brings its hand out and opens it back up, palm facing upward, and plucks the new ring with its index finger and thumb and starts to feed it back through the mirror.
And I will take this and have a look at it.
The item appears to be a band cast of like granite, or not granite, marble. No, sorry, my mistake. Granite, like a dark sort of gray and blackish granite with veins of marble that kind of like swirl around in it, almost like a smoky effect. And it's a simple band. It's just a single little ring that is made of these kind of stones.
Okay, well, I hope this is the one. I'll drop that in the bag. What else?
Well, I unfortunately owe a favor for our Yakov now, so...
Oh, yes.
Can I borrow that other holy water? because it's kind of ironic, actually.
Oh, no, yes, go ahead.
All right, I take the holy water capsule or the vial, whatever, and I say, I seek a vial or capsule that will sustain a vampire for a prolonged period of time.
And the glass man extends its hand out. It makes the exchange. We can shorthand it. What do you exchange?
The holy water.
Holy water.
It's funny
got it.
that way.
Okay. It takes the holy water, disappears into the darkness, and it comes back with a small metal flask that is cylindrical and has like a little a latch stopper on the top, and begins to feed it through the mirror towards you.
I take it. And I just kind of attach it to my waist. All right. We need water, right?
Yes, we do. Eamon gave me this mess kit with the utensils missing. So we could try and use that, but it's not going to be much. Or we could just feed it a rug.
Yeah, we could exchange the rug, like cut a huge rug in exchange for a trough of water, like I said.
We've got it. We've got it cut up.
Very well. Let's go grab it. Hurry up.
All right.
We rush over. We grab the rug. Two kind of dangly men bring over this fucking huge rug.
Okay. How far away is the rug? So the rugs were kind of where? You guys moved them away from the
I think
the mirror after the last time, right? Or did you just leave them in the open?
Sure, honestly, I can't remember if
No, because we came up and there were still rugs from when we did the first ceremony with the lynch tag.
I can't remember if Isaac and Drew
Yeah.
moved them or left them there.
I think we asked, and you just said that like, oh, we're just redecorating the place, or we're getting rid of all.
Oh yeah, we're getting rid of it because it's evil.
Yeah. So I think it's
Rug
just
is
sitting
evil.
there.
Okay, so it's not very far away. It's maybe like 5 feet away, 10 feet away at most.
Excellent.
As you guys walk over to it, you lower your hands, I suppose, to lift it together, right? Is that agreed upon, Nezzy?
That is agreed upon.
Okay. You hear a voice. I seek to trade places. And
What?
pulling off of a ring from his finger, materializing there out of invisibility, is Aewolf Krieger.
You fucker.
And he quickly grabs the hand of the glass man. You hear this, I'll allow you a reaction.
Alright, can I cast a spell?
You may.
Alright. I cast the spell command. And I command him to drop. Or no, to grovel, sorry.
Can you put the spell thing for command in
Yep.
Okay, so it's
To grovel. He target falls prone.
it is one action, one round, verbal. Okay, so just verbal.
So as I'm holding the rug, I see him and I go, grovel! Just like on the top of my lung. But he's really good at these wisdom saves, so fuck this dude. That's all I got, unless you got something else, Nezzy.
I mean, I do. It's gonna be it would be a dex save.
I'm sure he's not dexterous.
He rolled a 7 on the wisdom save.
I drop the fucking rug and I fly over, grabbing this man as quick as I can.
Yeah, he falls prone right there. Like the glass man and him just touch fingertips at the like surface of the mirror on each side of it, and you see this ring kind of clatter along the floor as it's dropped out of his hand as he falls prone, and you grab onto him and drag him away. You said?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll just fucking... I guess I'll use the momentum of me, like, flying towards him to, like, just kind of skitter back, like, 5-10 feet,
Okay.
if possible.
Yeah, sure.
And I'll say, Ilfharyn, grab the ring!
I will do so. And I will stand in front of the mirror.
And I will, I mean, he's groveling right now, so... But it's only lasts one round, so he
Yeah.
clearly is...
So he's
Okay.
like done by the time that
Yeah.
you drag him away.
And I just kind of grab him, just kind of standing over him and say, what do you think you were doing?
You don't know what you're messing with.
Don't know what we're messing with?
Do you know its name?
It's Glassman.
Yeah, I laugh out of character, but in character, he holds a strong, steady face. You're a fool.
I'm a fool, and you're a snake.
Aewolf, I already changed places with him before. There's really little to be learned in there. I mean, it's...
There's plenty to be learned by someone who knows what they're looking for.
And you do.
Yes, I do. Now, let me in.
I look towards Ilfharyn like, bruh. Not letting go of this dude.
Who are you?
Eivor Krieger.
And you're just a student learning. Just.
Oh, bullshit. This man was just invisible, Ilfharyn. He's no student. Who are you? What is your name? I'm tired of these games. We gave you a chance at salvation, and you quickly throw it away for your selfish desires. Tell me who you are, or I will kick you out of this church myself. And I will intimidate him.
Oh, okay. Let's see it.
Throwing it back to my main skill here. 24.
Man, I'm not sure how you would react to this, actually.
Because my wings are out, energy's floating, eyes are fucking glowing.
And you got the dude in a fucking chokehold.
Yeah. I've kind of got my whole weight on him, the whole plate armor, so...
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you because I'm at a loss right now as a GM. Are you trying to intimidate him into submission to just like kind of, I don't know, just kind of like be docile, or are you trying to intimidate him into an answer, or are you trying to intimidate him into what?
Yeah, into an answer. I don't want him to like pee his pants and fucking run away. Like this guy
Yeah,
clearly is someone completely out of like, oh, I just learned how to cast a light spell. Yeah, my ass, dude. Like, who the fuck are you?
You see him sort of like mouthing words to himself as if he's not quite sure what to say to you. And then I'm from the Raven Court.
I snarl, literally viciously snarl at this man.
Your glass man was from the Raven Court.
So what? You seek to trade places with him for yourself or for the Raven Court? I'm confused.
I'm here to gain information. That's it.
Ilfharyn, this man knows way more than he leads off to believe.
Oh, I see that now.
How do we disable a magician?
I'm an accomplished mage, a graduate from the Raven Court.
It would be rather difficult.
I think to my own methods. Perhaps we should start by covering his mouth.
You would have to bind his hands, cover his mouth. Yes.
Alright,
And you can start by, is he wearing a focus at all? Or a material pouch?
Make a
He
perception.
would need... Sure.
Yo, fuck Edelwolf, bro.
He does have a material pouch, but you don't see a focus or anything like that.
You can start by taking that pouch.
I'm holding him down. Do you mind just grabbing the things you think he could use?
I will push the ring into my pocket. In fact, no. I'll put the ring on.
Shit.
In fact, no, because this shit could be bad. No, I'm putting it in my fucking pocket. No, screw that.
Ilfharyn plays with it.
No.
He's like, do I want
I'm
the
not-
power or not?
I'm not falling for Prowler's tricks, his greed tricks.
So are you still grabbing onto him?
Oh no, yeah, my full body weight is on top of this man. Like I'm like, if he tries to struggle or move, I'm literally gonna use the power of like my wings to fucking air him down.
I'm watching the counter spell
Yep.
right now. The only thing I'm doing is watching the counter spell.
Yeah, counterspell's a little bitch head.
So if his hands start moving, if he starts
I mean,
muttering something,
he goes, I'm a high powerful wizard of the Raven Court, and he got fucking subdued by a first level spell. The kid sucks. All right.
Okay, so remind me again what's happening. So you're grappling him basically, and
Yeah.
what is Ilfharyn doing? He's coming over and he's picking up the ring, but he's not actually coming over to.
he was in front of the mirror. Rylon pushes him away from the mirror after he grovels, and because he's groveling and he goes prone, like he's able to get a hold of him.
Mhm.
I scoop down and pick up the ring, and we're talking. I'm standing in front of the mirror, and I don't know how far from the mirror. Depends how far Jimmy moved him, really.
He said like 5-10 feet away.
Then 5-10 feet. And then, yeah, I just push the ring into my pocket. All I'm looking to do is counterspell. It's a hand movement, so as long as I have one hand free, I can do it.
Okay. As you're like reaching down to grab the ring, and he's being grappled by Rylon, he mutters a word to himself. It's up to you. You said like you're kind of ready to counterspell. I don't know if it's something that you want to. Like I've already made up my mind what's gonna happen, or what he's trying to do, and so it's up to you whether this is what you want to counterspell or you want to wait.
Yeah, I think I have an inclination I'm tending towards counterspelling, so I will counterspell. Yeah,
Okay, he begins casting Misty Step. Like in a moment.
that is what I thought. Counterspell.
Okay.
Counterspell will immediately stop that.
Yeah. Yep. And he kind of like glares daggers at you.
Gonna reach into my fucking pocket and I'm gonna pull out a. Let's see what I got. Don't really have any pieces of cloth. I guess I'll just rip a piece of my fucking own talberd off. My sash, my red sash that I have around my waist. And just kind of just roll it into a ball and just shove it in his mouth.
You hear an echoed sort of applause. You assume that I think it's fair to assume that the ritual has just been a success. It's only a matter of time now. So you said you get a cloth?
I just rip a piece of my fucking... I have a little bit of cloth that dangles around my waist.
Little red sash? Yeah. Okay.
I will just...
You try and...
Was that?
You try and like just shove it in his mouth or something, or like gag him, or...
Gag him, pretty much.
All right. I'm gonna ask for a sleight of hand.
Okay.
I'll offer you advantage because you have him like pinned down.
Got it. 12.
12. I'll allow that.
All
I
right.
think 12 goes through.
Shove it in his mouth. And
Okay.
I am now what I'm going to do. This is kind of fucked up, but I really see no choice in this. And I'm going to pull out one of my daggers, and I'm just literally just going to stab it through his hand.
Oh man. Okay.
Because I do not have rope. I don't have anything to bind this man. And I am thinking quickly because I don't have time to really ask questions or fucking sit around.
He lets out like a muffled scream, and this is sick actually. He lets out a muffled scream as your dagger drives into his hand. The windows have not yet been boarded, missing you, but splashing into the ground next to you, a firebolt pops.
Oh, God.
As a figure from the window has just launched a firebolt at you and missed.
I look up.
You see there standing in the window a feminine figure of in a robe, a mage of some sort. Just kind of like their silhouette.
All right. I look back towards Ilfharyn. I said, "Whatever you have that you're preparing, now's the time."
Another firebolt comes down.
Yeah, I'll
And
return a
18 to
firebolt.
hit Rylon.
Just hits.
All right, just hits for 7.
Okay.
As it like splashes into your shoulder kind of probably whips back a little bit. I'm not gonna say you lose grip on the Awolf, but just some flavor there is all.
Gotcha.
And you're letting off a firebolt towards that mage too?
Yeah, I'll let off a firebolt and I'll start moving to interpose between.
Okay.
Rylon
So
and this mage.
if you're looking at the hypotenuse, so the windows are pretty high up, right? The hypotenuse of Rylon to this the top of the triangle where the silhouette is probably like 60 feet at least.
Oh, I'm not trying to get like super close to her. I'm just trying to.
Just
like I'm
gotcha,
standing
gotcha.
like 5 feet.
Roll that
from
attack
Rylon.
then.
17,
17 hits
12 damage.
for 12 damage, and you see it smash into them, and they sort of like lose their footing and fall out from the window, not towards you guys, but out of the window. I'm not gonna say whether or not you could probably hear like a thud outside because it's like a whole wall there, a really big building, and I just don't think that it would be possible to even hear it. That's the last, or I should say, so it splashes into them, they fall out of the window, and they're gone now.
Man, do I want to use spells here? This person's gonna be back. You said it's 60 feet between Rylon and this woman, right?
Was past tense, yes.
Okay. And she was standing in the window.
Yes, one of the shattered windows.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna move. How high up is the window?
I'd have to get a Tailspire to check the exact dimension, but I'm gonna spitball right now. 60 feet.
60 feet. Sheesh.
Yeah, it's a pretty big building. You guys have seen it plenty of times.
Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, this is. I was gonna like Misty step up into it or something like that, but there's no way I can reach that. Okay. I'm just gonna turn to Rylon and I'm gonna speak to him. Get him into a side room. They're going to be back soon.
I pick him up, keeping the dagger kind of pressed against him as I'm kind of like holding him from behind.
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of bring him towards one of the side rooms. There was multiple, right?
Yeah.
There was
I
like
believe they
two
were
side rooms.
across from each other. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring him towards the empty one, not with the supplies in it.
Got you. Okay, yep. So it's on the perspective of if you were coming into the cathedral, you'd go all the way back to the pews and then take a right and it would be over there.
Got it. I do that.
Okay, I would say you're able to drag him over there. He doesn't do anything yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over to my.
You hear him like
Go ahead.
like muffled shouting through the rag, like at the mirror.
Okay. I'm gonna go back over to the mirror. I'm going to recover the mirror.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna pick up my bag and I'm gonna follow Rylon. And I'm gonna be watching the window that the fireball came from.
Got you. And about this time, Eamon and Stazriel emerge from down low with Yakov and Olivia and the rest of the refugees.
Is Rylon in the room already?
Yeah, I would say so. You guys are definitely out of sight. It's kind of like around a corner, and so Stazriel is just like, that was a good show, right, Eamon?
Honestly, it was quite an impressive.
Yeah, and people are like patting Felicity on the back and stuff like that, and like cheering her on, kind of like, yeah, fuck Dark Reign. Like, not really literally saying that, but that's kind of the vibe. Is like everyone's kind of rejoicing, like that's another monster taken care of, essentially.
Yeah, overall, very good. I just hope that they got their task done. Need to look around the church.
You wouldn't see anyone.
Huh.
Maybe they went for a walk or something.
That would be very strange, to say the least.
Yakov shoves you out of the way.
Oh,
Where is he? He owes me something. And like trudges onward towards the pews to like look around, get a better look. When he gets there, he doesn't see anyone. He kind of like pauses there. Olivia's like just behind him, and they're looking around. He's not here.
Does he smell anything?
Maybe some charred carpet or rug. I don't know.
No blood.
Oh yeah, stabbed him in the hand. So I'm gonna roll perception on that. He spots the blood that's on the carpet. As a 13 plus 4. He spots the blood on the carpet and kind of like follows the small drops with his eyes along the stone, past the pews, over to the room, and just like starts trudging off towards it, like without a word.
With him spotting that, would I have like been able to follow his gaze and see it?
Probably.
I would turn to Stazriel and quickly say, quickly, let's get everyone back in the basement for their own safety.
Third ritual of the day, ladies and gentlemen.
No rituals needed, just we're under attack, so perhaps they should get back in there. Or something bad has happened, at least. Everyone's gone and there's blood. He points it out.
I'm sorry, Eamon, but I find it difficult that they will believe us. There's clearly no attack going on.
Where are our friends?
I don't know, but I'm dismissing your idea.
He squints to Stazriel. Okay, well, you handle them. I'm going to go look for our friends. And he walks off.
Yes, I'll keep them busy. And so I suppose there's going to be about a 30-second period of what you guys do before Yakov, Olivia, and Eamon barge in on you guys in this small, like, 10 by 10 room.
I am just trying my best to keep this guy, his mouth gagged and his hands from doing anything wild.
Yep. I am removing 50 feet of hempen rope from my bag, and I'm passing it to Rylon.
Okay.
Then, I will take the rope and ask Ilfharyn to assist me in tying him up with his hands behind his back.
I will do so, but not before taking his material pouch from what I assume would be his waist, and
It is on its waist.
throwing it off into a corner.
Okay. And he's still, like, trying to speak to the two of you through the rag in his mouth. He's no longer shouting.
I
And
don't
that's-
remove the rag.
Okay. And that's when Eamon, Olivia, and Yakov open the door. Yakov is the one that opens the door. Eamon is probably hovering over his shoulder, I would imagine, because he was following along. And then Olivia is also hovering over his other shoulder.
As soon as the door opens up, I immediately point my finger towards it, like with my finger gun motion.
Mon's hands will shoot up.
It's me, you idiot. You have it.
Come inside. Hurry up. Close the door.
He steps inside. Just one step, enough to be inside of it. Olivia kind of like squeezes in between him and the doorway and gets in.
I'd push in the middle of both of them to get in front of them.
And you see me and Ilfharyn are like sweating over here, fucking, as we have this guy like tied up.
What's going on? What happened?
They seem busy.
This man is an agent of the Raven Court.
Fucking Raven Court.
He tried to, let's say he tried to pull a fast one on us.
Huh.
And there was another one who attacked us from the rooftops.
Wait. Outside?
Yes.
From the windows.
Oh, well, all the people are back.
Why not just kill him and get it over with then?
He's from the Raven Court. He's going to have information.
And are you gonna ungag him and let him talk?
Eventually, once he's in a safe position, yes. Once the door is closed.
Yakov goes to draw his sword.
Wait.
Oh.
What? I'll make it easy for you. You don't even need to watch. I get food, she gets food. What's for us?
We had a deal, Yakov.
Yeah, what did you get us?
I reach into my side pocket and I kind of just like awkwardly, because I'm like still trying to manhandle this guy, so like just kind of like awkwardly like reach for it on the side of my with one hand, like 2 fingers into my pocket, and I just kind of throw it on the floor and let it slide across the stone.
And kind of like
Yeah.
kind of like clinks a couple times as it does because it's metal. He bends over, picks it up, opens it. It's empty.
So go find a place to fill it.
I have one right here in front of me.
It will not be right now. We need the information from this man.
His hand's already bleeding. Just let me fucking drain him.
Don't kill the man. If you want to just fill it up from here, then do it like a faucet, but killing him is not necessary at the moment.
Yakov sheaths his sword and draws a dagger. Do you stop him from stepping forward and trying to fill this thing?
Or what, is he going for a neck? Is he going for a hand? Like, what is he going for with this?
He's going for a wrist, probably.
Yeah, I'll let him do it.
He doesn't like cut it or slice. He just stabs the wrist.
This guy's hands are getting fucked.
He stabs the wrist and like holds the flask like right up against the wound, and you can hear Aelwulf like groaning and like screaming, but it's like muffled.
This feels wrong.
You're telling me.
Wrong.
Yeah, you're telling me. Aelwulf also, or Yakov also says, Jinx. We should just kill him.
We're not killing him. He's from the Raven Court.
Yes, I understand, but we should just kill him.
Yeah, and maybe we will. Eventually.
He fooled you, didn't he?
What?
He fooled you. You let him in here. You didn't know. You didn't know who he was. Huh?
Yes.
What's to say that every person in here isn't from the Raven Court?
They certainly could be.
We should just kill them all.
I'm not killing them on a chance, Yakov.
Gag them all.
Vampires.
Gag them all. I'll eat from them every day.
What is going on?
It's a one-track mind thing. Just, Yakov, you can feed on so many other people. You went out for not too long and, you fed, you're fine.
He fills the flask, he clasps it, stuffs it into his belt line.
We just need some information, that's all. Maybe all of the people in here are from the Raven Court, but there's one thing for certain, and that's that he at least has one accomplice, who is now, somewhere, probably going to come back.
Do you think that he could still cast spells if his tongue is cut out?
Unlikely, but he also wouldn't be able to tell us any information.
How are you going to get information from him without ungagging him?
We will ungag him, but there are few spells that require only verbal components.
And so confusing.
With the door closed, he's not going to be able to misty step out of here or something. And he'll be bound. Hands, feet. We'll take all the precautions, don't worry.
You could make him write his answers. Oh, wait. Clearly Rylon stabbed his hand.
He's got one good one.
So did you, what?
I stabbed his wrist.
What is the difference? You're going to write after your wrist has been gouged?
He shrugs. Potato.
Look, this conversation isn't going anywhere. We're going to talk to him. Just be on the lookout for this accomplice, please.
Yakov goes to rip the gag out of his mouth. I mean, you can stop him. It's just what he's trying to do.
I will attempt to stop him. Yeah.
I will also step in front of him next to
Okay,
Ilfharyn.
easy enough. You probably slap his hand out of the way. I'm not gonna make you roll for it.
Just
Fine.
stop.
Fine.
Can can you just trust us for a moment? We've been good so far, yes?
Yeah, so what, we're guard dogs now? We're meant to wait outside, keep an eye out?
You don't have to wait outside. You can be in here, but we're going to need somebody to keep an eye out because we have, 7 people to protect in here, and one likely adept mage who's somewhere around here.
Right. Didn't you have everyone go down to the basement? That's why I was down there, the whole purpose we were down there?
Yes.
Okay. And I didn't see anyone leave. So where did this guy come from?
He snuck out at some point, clearly. I mean, he's a mage.
Right. And so, who's to say this other mage hasn't already snuck in and is hiding somewhere in here?
Entirely possible.
Okay, fuck this. He turns around and he goes for the door and goes to open it. We'll be on watch.
Thank you.
He steps.
I inside check him.
He steps out. Olivia steps out. You inside check him. Go for it.
11.
He seems kind of miffed, but like it's not. He didn't have any like venom in his tone or anything like that.
Okay. We all look back towards this fucker.
Okay.
It's no coincidence that this Ravencourt thing is constantly being turned up.
So he's really a spy from Silver.
He says something muffled.
Well, he mentions something about the glass man belonging to the Ravencourt.
Eamon, close the door.
He steps in a little further and then closes the door behind him.
Right. Where are the people?
Stazriel and them are outside with them. They have Isaac and Stazriel, Troy. They should be fine.
Close? Far?
In the main
Okay.
room?
Ungag him.
I pull the gag out.
Not a spy.
But,
Oh wait, sorry.
nope, I'll just kind of just like keep my body on him, like my weight.
Oh, I gotta get in the voice again. Fuck.
Wilhelm,
Schweinhund,
Wilhelm,
Schweinhund,
Wilhelm.
Schweinhausen.
Schweinhund. Not a spy.
That's just semantics, really, isn't it?
A researcher, really.
I mean, look, you're coming to Nov Ostoya, you're passing yourself off as something you're not. It's a little underhanded. Just a tad.
I've seen what you can do. Heal my hand.
Answer our
It
questions.
fucking stings.
I bet it does. So answer our questions, we can heal your hand. Who's your friend outside?
Another researcher. Sent here with me.
Great.
When were you sent here?
He draws in a deep breath, kind of lets it out as like a hissing sort of sigh as he like looks down at his hand and his wrist. And did you like wrap his wrist after the flask was filled or anything like that, or is it just gushing blood on the floor?
I think it's probably just gushing blood.
It's bleeding. You're bleeding out, so you have limited time to talk.
Then I'll bleed out.
He kind of like his head sort of like nods just a little bit, his eyes sort of like getting heavy.
I don't have time for this bullshit.
What do you want me to do?
Alright.
Spill the secrets? Die? I die eyes away. You get nothing.
You know, I hate to say it, but he's got a fair point.
I don't get it. What's he mean,
Bleed my
die?
fucking wrist.
Well, put it this way, we're going to be looking for his secrets, which he'll be killed for, presumably. Or he doesn't do that, and he just bleeds out here and dies anyway.
Rylon, heal his wrist.
I will cast Cure Wounds on him at 2nd level.
He's like still
I
nodding.
no longer have 1st level spells. He heals for that's a lot. 17.
He kind of like takes a deep breath, his eyes getting a little bit wider, like breath, or the breath of life literally pumped into him pretty much, and the radiant teal energy sifting from your hands over to his wounds and shutting them from the edges inward.
That's better. It's no secret. His name is Conrad.
Who?
Conrad.
Who's Conrad?
The fucking glass man.
His name is Conrad. What? That doesn't make any sense.
He was a mage.
Was a mage?
Yeah, past tense.
What happened to him?
That's a secret.
Answer my first question. When did you arrive here? When were you sent here?
3 weeks.
You were sent here specifically what? To find him? To bring him out? To retrieve him?
To research.
To research.
How long has the Ravencourt known about this man?
He kind of blinks very languidly once.
It's been a couple of decades since he left.
What is the issue with you telling us? Are you afraid the Ravencourt will want to execute you for sharing some research notes, or what?
He cranes his head towards you a little bit. That's a secret.
Let's say you broke that secret. Would you be disintegrated?
He shrugs.
That is a secret. I'm gonna take that is a secret as the yeses.
A great many secrets in the Raven Court.
Okay, so is Glassman Conrad dangerous, or?
He was, when he was human. Then he left, went on his own. He wanted to come to Nov Ostoya, start a new life. Bring with him a certain mage. She didn't.
And how is it that now he is in a mirror, creating things?
That's a secret.
Yes.
You know, I wonder if you even know.
I do.
You do. You were just here to research, what?
How not to make his mistakes.
Well, let's put it this way. If we keep him here captive for tomorrow, I'll be able to cast a spell, a zone of truth, if you will. And
He could just choose not to speak, no?
that's true.
Good, or his accomplice will likely be back. How many of you are there?
He cracks a smirk at the edge of his lips. That's a secret.
Of course.
Right.
And is the name of the other researcher a secret as well?
He doesn't say anything.
Okay.
How indebted are you to the Raven Court?
The Raven Court made me. I owe the Raven Court my life.
Now, is that a motto you all live by, or is that just a personal bravado?
He doesn't say anything.
I have an idea that the Raven Court has been recently planning something wild. Is this true?
Will I get food in here?
Do you want food?
Yeah.
Define food, because food could be... depends on what you are, really. You are Snake, right? So what do you eat? You know, eggs. I guess we could bring you some eggs. Or I can ask Yakov there to get you some blood, or what else? Eamon, what do creatures like you eat?
Brisket?
Brisket? Would you like some brisket?
He doesn't say anything.
Okay, so, not revealing any secrets about the Raven Court, let's talk more about this mirror. We have been doing things with it, exchanging things from here for things from there. Would that be dangerous?
You call us fools. Now, I think that unless you were to inform us otherwise and give us a good reason not to, we're probably just going to keep trading with your friend Conrad.
He smiles, like kind of like a gentle, warm smile, like half a smile. Open, and as he says the word "open," the door opens. It flies open. He casts thaumaturgy.
I cast thaumaturgy and I say close.
I start swinging around with my fists in like circles. I'm helicopter spinning. I'm looking for an invisible mage.
I just point my finger at his forehead, and it begins to kind of glow with the teal's energy. Right, this man is not going to reveal anything to us. Maybe Yakov has a point. If he tells us the truth, whatever happens, happens. If he dies, he dies. It makes no difference. He's not going to speak.
I mean, it's hardly like we can really let him out of here, I feel. He's just going to come back, the Raven Court. Ultimately, this one, Awolf, if that's even his name, is expendable, as his accomplice. They'll just send more. They'll get what they want, eventually.
So that the door opened, he'd be like looking around the
It's
room.
just a spell. It's fine.
You said this one was invisible, right? So there could be one right here. He swings at the corner.
Yes, there could.
Your fist collides with the wall.
Look, paranoia isn't going to get us anywhere right now.
Alphon, grab his journal.
Open. The door flies open again.
I'm running out of patience, Ilfharyn.
I slammed the door closed.
Eamon, hold on to the fucking door. And I'll go for his journal, or spellbook, or whatever he has, you know.
I put the gag back in his fucking mouth.
He starts to say something as you do that. Starting with the word try.
Right. Keep that fucking thing in his mouth. I don't care what he has to say at this point.
Try. Does he have a journal? Well, I mean, I guess I'm just rifling through his possessions so at this point, so...
Well, he had one, right? He showed you earlier?
Yeah, but that was, I mean, I guess I could go through that. I went through every
He
single
has that
page.
diary, yes. Yeah, it's kind of like a little satchel
that comes down across his, like the strap is on the opposite shoulder of where the satchel is resting, and in that satchel he has the diary that you read with him, and the his spell book, and probably a small pouch of coins and a single ration.
I'm gonna open the diary. I'm gonna flick through it, just to see if there's anything weird. Like if he wrote in this, if there's a change in handwriting or something like that.
I think on top of that, you would probably also remember that that when he was going through the pages that were in like the middle area, he was just kind of flicking through them and like briefly explaining what was on them. Probably not enough time to have actually read them yourself.
So yeah, I'll flick through and I'll see what is actually in this. If it's actually a diary, if it's actually what you said it was, or if he's used this himself, or if somebody else has, or
Okay, then it'll probably take you a minute or so to read that.
Sure.
And so I just need to know really quickly what Eamon and Rylon are doing in that minute.
I'm just holding my finger against his forehead.
Yeah, I'm just paranoid, looking around the room, and holding the door closed.
Got it.
Yeah.
Ilfharyn, there's a name that stands out to you pretty quickly. He previously mentioned that there was not a name associated with this, as you may recall, right?
Yeah.
But there very clearly is a name mentioned at least twice. The name is Francois Dutoit.
Interesting.
What is it?
It does not appear. The writer is writing, unless they're writing in third person, they're writing about Francois Dutoit, but they themselves are not that person, perhaps. It details very briefly that Francois was looking for something in Castelor, and that they needed to go to Talstar to stop this, or to stop something.
So, I mean, the diary is what he said it is. The spellbook, I don't even think that I have to open it to know that I'm not going to be able to read it. Whatever kind of notation the Raven Court use is going to be dense and obfuscated, and it would be very difficult for me. It's more or less what he said it was. This diary, it's nothing like I don't think these people are going to keep personal notes, are they? Not when they're all about their secrets. But there is a name in here, a name I recognize.
That's the only thing that did not like stand out before, or was not touched on before. But the rest of it is kind of like as you witnessed the first time you went through it.
Yep. And I say this to the party.
So what is the name? Who is it?
Francois.
And who is this Francois?
Francois Dutoit is a classmate of mine.
A classmate? So what is it? What is the relevancy between your classmate and this mage here?
He tries to say something through his muffled gag.
Let me try and guess, okay? The Raven Court wants to understand things, and I'm guessing that's kind of what they do. They deal in knowledge, information. It's power. And maybe this was picked up from, not just randomly. It's entirely possible. But Almost Gate is something that they would be very interested in.
So, is this Francois? Is he like you?
What do you mean, like me?
Like, shifty?
He waves his hand at his face.
I don't know. I haven't. But I would assume so. I would assume that everybody who went in where I did came out looking similar. I don't know when he got out. By the look of this, he got out long before me. Likely started his writings while still in there, alone. As for links, this Conrad, Francois, Holmes Gate, Raven Court, who knows? He's not going to tell us because it's a secret.
True. So we pretty much are, up to date with anything we'll ever know, right? Should we just get rid of him?
The rest of it's going to be in his head. And while there are spells that could certainly do that, I don't know them.
Well, I know a spell that can convince him to tell me, so perhaps I should ask them and test this theory about if it truly is a secret.
You could try. Just Eamon, make sure the door keeps closed. I don't want him opening it and then Misty stepping out.
Sure. And we have to remember his accomplice could be anywhere.
If his accomplice comes, then they come. We'll deal with them.
We'll take watch.
Where did you put the avenging plate armor?
I mean, it's kind of, I guess
Is it
it's
just
still
hanging
where
out
it
there?
was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, as fucked up as that sounds, it is there. I didn't have time to fucking put it away or anything, so.
Okay.
I say, if this does not work now, I can try it again and again and again and again and again and again until I have my answers. I don't care how long it takes. And if it truly, truly is a secret, I guess I will know. And I will hold my hand up to him, kind of bringing it from the finger gun to like a full like finger extension, covering his face. And I say,
Like,
if you'd be so
like kind of like palming a basketball.
yeah, like,
Okay.
yeah, like kind
Yeah.
of bombing a basketball. I would appreciate if you would give us all the information that you provided here for the Raven Court, and I would cast suggestion on him.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it really depends if this is like a harmful act. Because if saying something like this would just immediately disintegrate him, then he won't do it.
True.
Okay, so are you taking out his gag or no?
Yeah. I'll take out his guy.
Okay, I gotta think what would be a secret and what wouldn't. I need to know if it would affect the outcome of this. He rolled a 21 on the wisdom save, by the way.
No, then he doesn't have to say anything.
I know, but do you still take off the gag?
Yeah.
Open. The door flies open.
I gag him again.
He goes to
Alright.
say stop.
I just keep the gag in his mouth.
Can I try to hold it closed, like when it opens?
Yeah, I think it like gives you some resistance. You're already holding it.
We'll stop when you stop. How about that?
We have a couple more days until the end of Dark Reign. Plenty of time to mess with your mind. As a matter of fact, I have a better idea. You want to learn oh so much of what relies on the other side, the veil between the material plane and the next. Perhaps I should send you somewhere else.
He tries to say something in a calm voice through the gag.
I pull out the gag.
What did you get from Zamira?
Why do you care?
You fucking idiot. What did you get from Zamira?
Open, I say as I cast Thaumaturgy on the door.
I don't see this. You know how a conversation works, Aewolf?
Yeah.
It's like a two-way thing, right? Like we say something and you say something.
Look, the door is open. I could misty step out of here if I wanted to.
You could try.
Well,
I hold the door closed.
I mean, I could counterspell you. I could put you in a sphere for about a minute, and then when you pop out, we'll just scoop you up again.
right. What did you get from Zamira?
Is getting things from the mirror a negative thing? Is it something dangerous?
It depends what you got from it. So what did you get from it?
Are you going to tell us if it was dangerous if we tell you what it was?
You think that everything is free?
No, I don't think. I think you think everything is free.
He just draws in a breath and lets out a sigh. What did you get from Zamira?
A meat log.
We got food. We got blankets.
What
we
magical
got
things did you get from Zamira?
magical things. We got see, me and you, we could have some long conversations about magic, but I feel that we're not going to be able to have those because of all these secrets. There was a spell, two actually, we did it twice. A spell suspended in a liquid.
Yeah, I saw that. What else?
Magic. A ring.
Yeah. Try the ring.
What do you mean? Try the ring?
Try the ring.
I dump my bag on the ground. I pull the ring that
Whoa, whoa,
Eamon
whoa.
wanted out of
Don't
it.
try the wing. Don't try the ring.
Well, what if it doesn't work?
If it does work, why would you try it in here? This is a small room.
Well, I don't even know what this thing does.
Well, Eamon made it sound like it was some crazy contraption. Why would you try it in a small room?
Okay, Eamon, go and try this ring elsewhere. And I hand him
Really?
the ring.
Okay. He takes the
Well, hold on. We don't know if this guy is bluffing or not.
Well, look, either it doesn't work or it explodes. It's the only two things that I can think would be negative happening here.
You don't have a way to check what it does, right?
No, you do, right?
No, I could, I could identify it, sure.
Yeah.
It's going to take me about 11 minutes, but I could
Oh,
do
we
so.
have all the time in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
He
well, sure.
remains shut on the door.
Give it here.
I hand it over.
Put the gag back in this guy's mouth.
I'll fish into a little pouch around my waist. I will pull out a pearl. I will hold
Dude,
it.
take his components. Fuck him. Fuck
No,
this guy.
no. This isn't something that's used.
Okay.
And I'll hold the pearl in one hand, hold the ring in the other, and I will begin casting Identify. It's going to take 11 minutes as a ritual.
Okay. The 11 minutes pass by. When you're finished, you kind of have like an understanding of magical items when you do this, you know? Like it's just kind of something that you know or is in your head. It's not like the magic item like grows in the mouth and speaks to you. And you feel a searing sharp pain in your head when you finish identifying it. You immediately recognize that this item is cursed.
Ilfharyn kind of, winces in pain.
It will, if it were used, it would cut the finger off of the individual that puts the ring on that finger.
I hold the ring between my thumb and my index finger, kind of wag it a little bit. This was some good information. I'm not going to lie to you. It's cursed.
Oh. And he wanted me to use it. Nice.
Well, it's not like you would have died. You just would have lost your finger.
Oh.
You can just grow another one, right?
Uh-huh. Well, he gives you the shake hand.
He tries to say something through the gag.
Well, it looks like I'm not going to adorn that piece of clothing.
What?
Oh.
Oh.
You should probably tell him about that one and see what he has to say.
I mean, I don't need to know anything more what he has to say. If what Ilfharyn says is true and what this man says is true, then whatever I nabbed from the mirror at this point... Oh, wait a second. I immediately I think of fucking, of Yakov. And I get up and I'm like, oh, fuck. And I
What's
stand...
wrong?
If he says what is true and his magical items are cursed, then what I gave to Yakov is also a magical item.
Oh.
Did we get anything else from it?
Just the armor.
Yes, very powerful magical armor.
What about that fucking pole? Is that magic?
That was just a metal pole.
I think.
Good.
I think.
Okay. You go after Yakov. Eamon, stay here
Yes.
because I need to check something else quickly.
Okay. I go and I sit on the wizard.
Alright, I fucking run out of the room and I look for Yakov.
Yakov is nowhere to be seen.
Oh god. Can I make like a perception check?
Definitely.
23, natural 20.
You do not see him in the cathedral.
Oh.
You do notice that the pew is propped away from the door just enough for somebody to slip through. Like all the way, 150 feet away, you can see that.
I will shoot out my wings and I will fly towards the door and look outside.
I'm gonna use the same perception. You don't see anyone out there.
I will yell, and I will use thaumaturgy to boom my voice. I do not care. Yakov!
There's a lengthy pause. You don't hear anything.
I pull back. I close the door. I look around the room. Is anyone else missing?
Nope.
Is Clement still here?
Yes.
Okay.
Stazriel is watching over him very closely. They're both like sitting down back to the wall next to the painting, like at the little behind the altar area.
Alright, I will then fly back across the room towards the altar. Is the armor there?
Yeah, you see Stazriel has tucked that away to the side as well next to him, assuming that was probably of some importance.
Alright, I pick up the armor.
Quite the set of armor that you've gotten here.
It's useless. And I lean in towards Stazriel. Is there anyone else around?
Yeah, the other refugees are kind of like sitting around the pews, like scattered around in twos or ones.
Okay. I whisper to him, I say, any magical item that we received is cursed.
Ah.
A ring that we provided was cursed, and what I gave to Yakov is also cursed. So I don't know where he went, but...
And the vials?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, Rylon. He draws in a lengthy breath.
Don't you Rylon me, Stazriel. Zabriel is what brought us here.
Rylon, I did not mean it in offense. I mean, uh-oh, Rylon.
Yeah, uh-oh. And, I will, I don't even know what to fucking do with this thing, so I'm just gonna bring it into the room with Eamon.
You like people are looking at it like, oh shit, gold armor, goddamn. You bring it into the room, okay. And so Ilfharyn was doing what at the time?
Casting Identify as a ritual again.
On the little pearl thing? Or the little marble?
On the marble?
Yeah, I buy a magical item as well. The compass that I made to point out where the obelisk is.
Oh yeah,
I used
you
it
do
to
have the
get
marble,
that
but I wasn't casting on that. I was casting on the ring he had.
That would.
The as in
Oh yeah,
Aelwulf's
Ada
ring.
Wolf had a ring that he
Oh.
wanted to change. True.
Oh! You mean the one that fell off of his finger?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, he was
that's
holding.
a normal ass ring of invisibility.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
he was
cool.
using that to get, to you guys.
Yep. I was just checking.
Hey,
that
but that's
it-
still a ring of invisibility. That's pretty
Yeah,
dope.
it's a ring of it. Yeah. I mean, I'll put it on.
Damn,
Go
you
invisible.
Yeah. I'll take it off. All right.
It's like the ring from the Lord of the Rings where you just slip it on and immediately invisible. Yeah, so do you cast out on anything else? We'll just kind of shorthand this stuff.
Sure. I'll do the rolling marble thing. Yeah, sure.
Check the meat log.
The marble is, as the 11 minutes pass by, you feel that same sharp pain. I'm gonna say that in casting these, you take. I'm gonna make a couple rolls, and I'll allow you to decide whether or not you want to identify that second one for Eamon.
Sure.
You take 3 psychic damage for the first thing, which was the ring, and then you would take 2 more psychic damage for this marble.
I'll take that. Yeah.
Okay. It is also cursed. It will lead you to the thing that you fear the most.
Oh. I can come with use.
Yeah, this is useless. Well, not entirely useless. If you wanted to find the thing that you were the most scared of, this will lead you to it.
He blinks.
But for Amon's sake, it's the same thing?
I don't even know what I'm most scared of, to be honest.
Well, you'd find out. I hand it back to him.
I see. Glad we didn't go into the Undercity with this as our guide.
Yes.
Rylon is literally sitting there pulling his hair out.
I have no idea about the vials. We could
the armor.
we could trade for another one and check.
I mean, it worked. It disposed of the creature. It turned into dust, essentially.
It did.
And it did appear that Felicity was cured.
Yeah. Is Aelwulf still gagged?
Yes.
Let him talk.
They rip out the fucking sash. Yeah.
I go hold the door shut.
Okay. So you were right, as expected, of a mage of the Raven Court. So
That's right.
applause for you.
Yes. You see, there are things that I can't say, right? So
Because-
I can guide you to the answer.
Okay, I appreciate that, Aelwulf. We don't necessarily want to kill you in here, but we've had not necessarily run-ins with the Raven Court, but they're on our, we know of them, and this is all very coincidental.
Is that some beautiful armor that you have there?
Yes, would you like to wear it?
Yeah, sure.
No, Aelwulf, you do not want to wear it.
I do, so.
No, you don't.
I do, so.
No, you really don't.
Just cast Identify on it for fuck's sake.
I've just spent over half an hour
do it.
identifying things.
Just do it. He's being weird about it. It's worth it. Just find out.
Maybe he just wants
No,
to die
none
too.
of this middle talk.
You realize
Yeah.
this hurts me every single time.
You look fine to me.
Yes, I have a slight headache right now.
What a minor inconvenience for Ilfharyn, the man who took no damage in the last fight.
Okay, fine, give it here. Fine, I'll just get a bigger headache.
I hand him the armor.
Alright, I'll spend another 11 minutes identifying this, and my headache will grow in intensity.
Is there anything that you guys do during that 11-minute period?
I'm gonna take out the Bloody Eyes card. I'm gonna kind of look at it again, just kind of inspect it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it. Just trying to pass the time, really.
Do you remember what it said on the card?
Yep.
Okay, you have those images?
Yep.
Okay, cool. And what about Eamon? What's he doing?
I would continue trying to chat some information out of our friend here.
Are you holding onto the door
I
still?
know- Oh yeah. I'm ready to get blasted if a fireball comes into this door. You best
Okay.
believe.
So what do you ask him then? I'll give you a couple questions.
Is his friend going to come back? I'm trying to think of things he can actually answer. Where would he like this to go from here? And does he know my sister? And I will mention her by name. I'm Melinda.
You say Melinda?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I miss.
It's like doesn't even know his sister's name.
Oh, Linda.
Jesus,
God
cringe.
He doesn't answer either of those questions.
None of them, huh?
Mm-mm.
This guy sucks.
You're welcome to roll an insight, though.
Sure. Specifically at the moment that I mentioned my sister's name, I'm trying to see if he reacts in any way. I've rolled an 8.
It's hard to tell. He's got a stone face. The man is from the Raven Court.
As are only the magic items cursed?
Have you tried eating the meat yet?
Oh.
No, I don't think we've... Oh, wait.
Oh, we just handed it out to all the people.
I think Clement was eating some nuts, right?
Yeah. Are they okay?
I believe so, yes.
He shrugs. The 11 minutes pass by, and there's no sharp headache this time. No pain, and you understand what this item is capable of. I just DM'd it to you.
Okay.
We all look at Ilfharyn.
Ilfharyn chuckles to himself very quietly.
Can I wear the armor now?
No, you may not wear the armor.
So?
So, I don't really understand what's going on, I'll be honest with you. This seems, this is one of the most magically charged items I've ever been in contact.
Oh.
Nothing I can sense that is wrong with it. Nothing, no curse, no intensifying of my headache. No, this is the real deal. I mean, this is when I say real deal, I mean this is. I don't even have the words.
What does it do?
It's strong, first of all. So a weapon is going to have a hard time passing through it. Not only that, but it's going to make you stronger. It's going to make you better. So I don't know, anything like, let's say, poisons, for example. Poisons would you would have an easier time fighting something like that off. But not only that, whatever you wanted to be, let's say I put it on and I wanted to be smarter, I would be smarter. If I wanted to be faster, I would be faster. If I wanted to be stronger, I would be stronger.
Huh.
Interesting.
What did you trade for as this item?
What do you think?
Something magical, was it not?
It was, angel-skinned armor.
Right.
So it requires an equal attunement. For the magic to not be cursed, if you're asking for something and you're giving it something mundane in return, it creates some sort of chaotic semblance of what you want.
That's the only thing I would be able to assume from it. With magic, it will create magic. With something not magic, if you ask for too much, it's going to give you a mockery.
Scratch the top of my head.
You know, you can't spin gold from cloth, right?
Well, you did give us diamonds and platinum.
He pulls out the platinum bar. It's quite heavy.
He did.
I look at it.
I suppose they're not magical, but they are very high in value.
Well, I can't really tell if this is real platinum or not.
Looks like real platinum, so you might as well say it is, so we can get some real money from it. But I am concerned about what I gave Yakov, I think. I don't know. Sort of kind of concerned, but not really. But I'm afraid if he drinks from it, it might do something vile.
It is entirely possible.
He's nowhere to be found. He's gone. Him and his Olivia, or whatever her name was, they've fled.
Well, I don't really know what to suggest there. Sort of at a loss. He's run off with this thing, and if something bad happens, I'm afraid. I mean, I could probably find him. We all could go searching, but, you know, that's leaving this place, that's leaving him.
Could you send a message, Rylon?
Nope, because I have no more spells.
I see.
I have 0 spells in the whole world right now.
Well, he's likely already screwed. He probably drank from it.
I mean, he already was able to feed earlier today, so I don't see why he would need to drink from it again unless he's some sort of greedy, gluttonous pig, but...
He certainly seemed like it.
well, then that will be his mistake to learn the hard way.
Hmm.
Which will also be good because I gave it to him, so he's going to seek revenge, probably.
Probably, yeah.
And Awolf says one more time, "Open." And are you still holding on the door, Eamon?
Oh yeah.
And the door like jerks you a little bit, and you're able to close it. And he grins at the corner of his mouth, and that's where we're going to end this session.
What the fuck's up with this guy?
He needs to be fucking tortured. Where's fucking Gabriel? Where's Ruben? We need some
And
real
so-
torturers in here.
Really quickly, I don't know if we're gonna be splitting this one into 2 pieces or not, because this was. Well, I guess we'll see after the editing. I don't think much is gonna get edited out of this, because it was just like so much back and forth, like right away, and no breaks.
Yeah, true, actually. Yeah.
So normally I cut out like blank space, but we'll see.
It was about the same length, you know. Besides 30 minutes later, we're overrun by 10.
Yeah, we started like 45, 50
It was,
minutes later.
yeah, 3 hours and 45 minutes. Anyways, thank you for listening, and if you did and you like what you heard, go ahead and give us a thumbs up or a follow or subscribe on YouTube. All the links to everything that you could want to check us out on are in the Linktree link in the description for this episode. A review, like I said, would go a long way. Even if it's negative feedback, you want to hear less of this, more of this, let us know, and we'll look into it. We also want to take a moment to thank our generous Patreon supporters for their financial support that allows us to do giveaways, fund more artwork, our improved logos, and a few other things. So we'd like to give a shout out to our party fiends, Xeno and Stags, our party monsters, Cypher, Happy Phoenix, and Rookshaw, our party person, Hop, and our party lurkers, Blundy, Windowman, and Valentine. Once again, thank you for your financial support and your belief in us. I believe that's it. So we'll catch you guys next time, and as always, never's with the party. Thanks for being here. Bye.
See ya.